donations of land, homes, buildings, any kind of real estate.
Let's face it, your company is still feeling the financial effects of the pandemic. And if you own a restaurant, dental practice, or other small business that persevered through lockdown, a short phone call to Omega Accounting Solutions could be a game changer. Omega Accounting Solutions is an established, respected accounting firm, helping businesses like yours receive the ERC tax credit. Unlike CPAs and others who may not grasp all the complexities of the ERC, Omega's experts are fully trained to understand ERC qualifications and simplify the application process. Learn in less than 10 minutes if you are a good candidate. Call Omega even if you've applied for other pandemic assistance in the past. If your company employed 500 to 500 employees during the COVID crisis and continue to pay payroll taxes, you may be eligible to receive a refund up to $26,000 per employee. Running a small business is challenging enough. Trust Omega Accounting Solutions to help claim the tax credits you deserve. Call now 800-704-2000 or online at OmegaTaxCredits.com. The phone number again, 800-704-2000. That's 800-704-2000.
Hey, if you could use $10,000 for your small business, go to 1010wins.com/challenge to find out how. Don't wait now. The deadline is this Sunday. That's 1010wins.com/challenge. All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world. Yeah, 64 and mostly sunny at 420. I'm Larry Mullins, and here's what's happening. Following that blockbuster verdict from downtown in E. Jean Carroll's rape and defamation trial against ex-President Donald Trump, a federal civil jury says Trump sexually abused Carroll and detained her, awarding her about $5 million. We'll get the latest. That deadly fire in East New York, police think it might be rather suspicious. 2 people killed and at least 4 others critically injured, including 3 children. Cops on the lookout for a guy who escaped out of his handcuffs yesterday in Brooklyn, wanted for grand larceny, and now, well, escaped when he bolted out of central booking and into the subways. The MTA moving ever so close to congestion pricing, touting the Fed's approval of an environmental study which found no significant impact that would halt the initiative. And Ed Sheeran will perform this Thursday at the annual Country Music Awards. 1010 Wins AccuWeather, a pleasant evening, very pleasant, they're calling it. Mainly clear and chilly, though, will drop down to a low near 50 degrees. What's News Time 421 from the Mercedes-Benz of Edison.com traffic center now. Greg Rice.
Now, a lot going wrong in New Jersey this afternoon. You need to know about this. 280 westbound, the ramp to 80 is closed in Parsippany. It is all because of a sewer main break that led to a sinkhole. So 280 is standstill westbound from Eagle Rock Avenue.
All right, sinkhole. Let me try this in the radio over here. Let's see. What the hell? That sounds a little. Okay, we're gonna go down. Never get that. Wow. Let me try this one again. What was that? 15.
Jurors deliberated here for just a... que está tocado, juega el largo ahora por la parte izquierda. Este va a llevar el gol Rodrigo Gómez. El jugador brasileño, corner, saque de esquina, mandó la pelota. Otro para el Madrid. La segunda parte, el Tiki sacó con la primera. Papeles cambiados, Juanma, totalmente cambiados. Al córner, saque de esquina a favor del Real Madrid, está Croquis del City. Hay que aprovecharlo. Estamos en el minuto 19 del segundo tiempo. 1-0 con el Real Madrid. Córner a favor del Madrid. Ahí está, buscando Rudiger de cabeza, pero va a sacar. Y la cobertura del Manchester City. Gundogan tocando para Bernardo Silva. Le cierra perfectamente Camavinga. Pierna, volver para cortar. El balón que le va a caer a Luka Modric. Modric va a conectar con Camavinga.
On the end fed in the loop.
Ahí está, Rodrigo Goes para Luka Modric. Camavinga en la frontal del área, puede perfilar el disparo. Finalmente va a llegar a Karim. Vale, Karim.
I'm waiting for goal. Want to hear goal?
Demasiado fuerte, no va a llegar ni Karim Benzema ni Rodrigo.
Y no sé qué protesta ahora Vinicius, algadamente.
Yeah, in case you're wondering, that's Radio Estéreo de España. So I guess soccer going on there. Soccer. 17,855. Pretty strong.
La muñeca, pero era córner. Eso sí, es córner.
Yeah, the MFED is doing much better than the MFJ. The MFED is doing better. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Fernando Cano, welcome. Hello. Yeah, I know there is a sunstorm. Yeah. I know it's been really bad. But I can hear this. I can hear this one, so it's not bad. It is pretty bad though, because even on medium wave. Fernando Cano, 6 meter was open North State and Canada. Okay. Yeah. Hello, Glenn Dansler. How's it going? Yeah, I'm a little late today. I was gonna be on at 4:00, but we went out shopping and a whole bunch of stuff. Time just went by, and I'm like, oh my God, I got a live stream today. It's gonna be my last one for a while. So yeah, this is gonna be my last live stream. I don't know how long is gonna be the next one because I'm gonna start moving stuff out of here. But I need to fix upstairs first. I have a lot of work to do, so I don't want to give an estimate time. I mean, I'm gonna try to do live stream before that, but it's not gonna be from here. It's probably gonna be like maybe in the boiler room or the room upstairs will still be empty or something. I don't know. But right now, as you see it right now, this is gonna be the end for this. I'm gonna have a different setup. A couple of these radios are not gonna be here. I'm probably gonna sell a couple of them. And I want to have a whole new setup. Actually, well, I don't want to talk about that because there was something else that was a sponsor. I'm looking into getting a new desk, So depending on this, I just got contacted with them and we're talking about that. So maybe I don't have to buy a new desk. Maybe somebody's gonna provide me with a new desk. I was thinking about getting a new desk. Right now, I'm using a table. This is just a table, a round table here. This is not going to cut it for me when I go up there. I need a proper setup. And, of course, all the wiring is going to go up there. That's going to take, So I'm going to build some kind of, like a window pass-through, which is, like when you close the window, instead of closing, close it all the way, it's like a piece of wood that you put there. I'm going to put like instead of making holes, I'm just going to make one. I may make a video on that alone in case anybody's interested in that. So I'm probably going to use a piece of PVC pipe a couple of elbows, and I'm gonna use a piece of wood, a flat wood, and I'm gonna put it in the window, and I'm gonna close the window on it, and then I'm gonna secure the window, so I can run wires through there because I have quite a few. I'm gonna run, at least two LMR 400 cables are gonna go through there. Two LMR 240s are gonna go through there. A couple of RG8X cables. So we already talking about 6 cables going through there. Not to mention 75 ohm, regular coax. Probably gonna have 2 of those. One is gonna be for TV, one is gonna be for FM. So we're talking about at least 8 wires, 8 cables going through that opening for the window upstairs. I want to do it nice and organized. They sell pass-throughs. It's called a pass-through, window pass-through. There's MFJ sells one that has different connectors on there, but I don't really want that. I just want to pass it through one particular thing, and then I'm gonna probably the rest of it I'll just seal it with something like a temporary foam or something, so no bugs won't fly in there, whatever. And that should be good. And I'm gonna see how that goes. So that's gonna be one of my projects for that. Yeah. So I want to have, because I was going to do it here. I was going to do the pass through right here. That was going to be one of my summer projects. Right now I got wires going over there. But, I got wires coming over here. A couple of them coming from this side. I want to put them all in one pass through. So I have an idea in my head what I want to do. And I have more windows. Right here I only have a little basement window, which I can't really open that one. That one's for the AC. That one has to stay shut. But up there I'm going to have more windows. I have 3 windows up there. Regular size windows on the second floor. So one of them is going to have the air conditioner, of course, for the summer. But the other one is going to be more permanent. That one I'm going to have to pass through. So I'm going to anchor it into that window. Then I'm going to, when I close it, I got to secure the bottom, the top, so it doesn't open by, And then I'm going to seal it too. I'm going to seal it with silicone and all that. So no draft goes in there, because I'm going to leave it there all year, even the winter time. It's going to stay like that with the pass-through. And I'm going to paint it, and, maybe I'll put a sticker on it or something. I don't know. So that's going to be my new shack / live stream studio. And this is all going to be tore down. All these shelves are gone. And it's going to be kind of bittersweet, because this is, I had this set up for a while, the basement, the radios. So it's going to be brand new, but I think it'll be better for my other channels too, especially for my 2 other channels that I really want to put time in, my tech channel and also my Danny Finance. I'm probably going to wall mount a 55-inch screen behind me too. I'm thinking of doing that too. Wall mounting a TV. So I can, I could have SDR going back there. Or if I want to talk about something, I could just, for illustration purposes. And so I'm looking into that too. So I was thinking about getting a particular desk, but somebody just contacted me yesterday actually. And I was, about maybe sponsorship for a new desk. It's one of those standing desks. Because sitting down too, it takes a toll. I don't want to sit for 6 hours. If I'm doing 2 or 3 live shows on different channels every other day, I'm going to be doing more live shows. Once I'm up there, I'm going to do a lot of live shows. Right now, it's just here. It's not good. It's not good for, because I got the flooding and all that crap. I can't deal with that no more. Can't take that chance no more. So up there, I could do more live stream. It's going to be much. I think it's going to be a lot better long term. And, yeah, I know this is like shacky. It feels more, how you say? What's the word? I'm trying to, it's like a real base. But I'm going to try to make it as shackish. I don't know what's the word for that. It's going to be more of a studio than a shack. But I also want to have a portion that's going to be, over here. This is all years in the building. First, these went up years ago. If you saw my early videos, I didn't have this. I had some other bookshelves there, but I had these for quite a few years. And then I just, recently added this. And then I recently added this, and I started using this more in there, But now it's getting to the point where, you know, 7 inches of rain in 2 days will make you start thinking, okay, you know what? I can't. God forbid I get water up to my knees. That'll do some, that I can't have that. I can't take that chance. And plus, I need to gut out these walls and all that. And it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, Glenn. It's gonna be so. That's why this is gonna be my last live stream for a while, and I want to try to do update videos and update on that. I'm hoping by the end of I'm gonna say I don't want to give estimated because I don't want to. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take my time too. I'm not gonna rush it either. I'm hoping by maybe to be ready up there. I'm hoping at least a couple of months. I'm not gonna move everything up there. Some of it is not gonna. Some of it is gonna wind up stored on that room for now until I rip out this one. Then, because all this floor has to go. This whole floor has to go. But most of it is gonna go up there. Most of it, not all of it, but most of it is gonna go up there. Like this is gonna go up there. This is a computer. This is a Lenovo. This is the one I stream with, and this is another computer. This is the one I'm gonna be. This is the one I use only for FT8 right now. And it's gonna stay like that. I'm gonna set up that's another thing I want to do. I want to set up a ham station or amateur radio just with the transceivers. And then I want to set up a listen. Right now I have everything all mixed up. I don't want that. I want to have and then of course I have my CB radio. I am gonna be using my 102 inch CB whip. I said 102. I can get it if it's 108 or 102. I forgot. I think it's 102 inch. So I'm gonna mount that one somewhere, and I'm gonna dedicate this one because that's another thing I need to do on the roof. I need to put that disc back there. So I don't want to use the disc with this no more. I'm gonna use this dedicated with the steel whip, CB whip, and then these are gonna go to the disc home. These two are gonna go to the disc home, and a future other one is gonna go to the disc home. But this one is gonna be exclusively CB whip. Hello, Drink Trivet, from Tennessee. Yeah. And hello, Peter. So Glenn Nancy for South Carolina. Yeah. Yeah, so I got a lot of work to do. I really want to also, and I have hi-fi right there. I have a turntable. I wanted to set up a listening spot for that. But that I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna put that down here somewhere once I get rid of the floor. Because I have record collection. I have like 1,000 records. I have turntables. I have 3 turntables. I have a Sony one here. I have a Pioneer, old Pioneer turntable, and I have a Techniques turntable. But it's not the SS whatever the SL2. It's not that one. And I wanted to at least set up the Pioneer one or the Sony one. I want to set up a little area where I can play records and maybe even make videos on that. Because I have a lot of records, and I have old classic records. I have all types of records, and I want to make. Of course, that's going to be copyright crap, of course. But I also want to do. I wanted to do something like it may not be even in this channel. I may do another channel just for that, or if not on YouTube, another just for the records. But I'm gonna try on YouTube. But maybe I'll do another channel for that, and that way, he's not gonna get monetized anyway, and whatever. Because I want to share some of those. I find some of them they have stories behind them. Some of them, of course, a few of them I found in the trash. I found like I'm gonna say about out of my collection about 400 records, 300 or 400 records are found in the trash. Dumpster diving over time. One time I found over a couple of hundred right down the block. Some they were just throwing out records. And I just was, oh my God, look, good records, old classic, Of course, some of it is also, holiday records and all that. But they were throwing them out. And rather than they go to the landfill, I took them. So, but that's back then, a few years ago. Now I'm trying not to do that no more because that's another thing. I have too much stuff now. And those records been sitting there for years, and I haven't, put them on a turntable and play and listen to it. So I need to organize here. I have a lot of stuff I need to organize. Yeah, a lot of stuff, All right, and let me get down to the other issue. Let's see real quick. I'm just gonna put the link because where is it at? Oh, right here. Okay. Actually, let me just do the search. The not the extra characters on the. All right. So anyway, like I said, every time I'm on, I'm gonna mention this. But anyway, yeah, I was gonna be a while. I'm gonna mention it again. But petition to save AM radio. Cannot stress this enough, but I'll just put the link if anybody's interested in signing the petition. Of course, several car makers, including Ford, want to eliminate AM radio. I know as of 2024, Ford will no longer be installing AM radios at all on any vehicle. Again, I get the whole electric vehicle stuff because of the noise. I know Tesla doesn't do it, whatever. That's Tesla's business. And I'm sure there's other EV car makers that, for obvious reasons, but we're talking about all vehicles. The trend is starting to be all vehicles, and Ford is one of them. There's actually several makers. I think BMW is also going to, in the future, get rid of AM radio on all vehicles. And I think also Audi or Volkswagen is another one. There's a few of them, a couple of them. But Ford is the biggest one. Starting next year, all new models in 2024 and beyond are not going to have AM radio. And if that trend continues, the future of AM radio is going to be in jeopardy because the market of AM radios is going to shrink. A lot of people listen to AM radio in their car, believe it or not. If you read the petition, there's a lot of comments. Just read the comments on the petition. A lot of people still listen to AM radio. A lot of them listen to it in their car. We listen to it in our car. We just went shopping. We that's what we had in the car, AM radio. Whether it's talk radio or news radio, that's what we listen to in the car. And if they do eliminate AM radio from all vehicles, eventually what's going to happen is first it's going to be the vehicles, then it's going to be no more radios at all. Any new radio that comes out is not going to have AM radio no more. And of course, the market's going to shrink to the point where it's not going to be economically viable to run an AM radio station. And that's when we're going to lose stations fast. Like already happening in Europe. It's going to happen here. And I didn't think in my lifetime I would see that. I will see that AM radio is in jeopardy, and it's happening fast. It's actually happening faster than what we anticipated because Ford is next year. That's it. Ford is not no more AM radio. So this petition, they want to pass a bill. So they're getting enough signatures to introduce a bill to make it mandatory. And I'm not talking about electric vehicles. I'm talking about combustible engines like gasoline engine, obviously diesel, to make it mandatory for those vehicles to have AM radio for part of the emergency alert system. So, because again, if Ford, and they already announced that they will, that's going to be the beginning of the end of AM radio as we see it. And I know some people use it as a free speech issue because I read some of the comments that they say that's the end of free speech. I'm not gonna get into that whole free speech thing. I understand that there's more talk radio on AM than there is on FM. But if you want to think about it that way too, that's another reason why we need to keep AM radio alive. You know? Because the fewer stations are, even if it's all, say AM radio goes out of business, FM is what a lot of music stations. There's not that many talk stations, so the voice is going to get smaller. The voice or speech, and that's the reason why I enjoy the AM radio. I enjoy listening to talk radio. I don't care about music. When I want to listen to music, I go on Spotify. That's my thing. I have a music collection, but a lot of it is on Spotify. That's why I listen to my music. I go to Spotify, I let it play on my phone or on the computer, whatever. I use Spotify. I don't listen to FM stations. Only a couple of college stations I listen to FM, way below the dial, because one of them plays jazz music, which I enjoy. Other than that, I listen to a lot of AM radio. When I lay down at night, I go to sleep, I put AM radio. Whether it's talk radio or something else, AM. I know people are going to say, oh, but there's a lot of this talk. This both sides of the aisle. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear the argument about there's only one side of the, no, there's both sides of the aisle. And of course, I enjoy AMDXing. Fernando, just exactly. Thank you for that. You're like, I enjoy medium wave DXing. And that's another part of the hobby that, although if AM radio's gone here, yeah, we could DX other, but it's gonna start. I don't want to say it'll be the end of the hobby for me, but it could be for me. So anyway, let me read some of the comments and then I'll. So yeah, so if you can sign the petition, that would be great, and share it wherever social media you on. If you're on, Twitter or whatever, you want to share the link, you can share the link, or on whatever social media, even ones that I'm even very but of course it's for the United States, so it's not going to pertain to. But still, we need to try to save it, because and read the comments, and a lot of people, it's not dead. They think, you just read the comments, even if you already signed for it, just read the comments, and you'll see. A lot of people live in rural areas. Some people live. Of course, I live here near a big city, but some people live in rural areas where the only reception they get is that's pretty. That's that's good. Is AM medium wave. Even FM is just but AM. But I think once it starts taking away from vehicles, that's going to be the beginning of the end. And you can see the market shrink, and then because it's already happening with some AM stations, they already have a sub channel, or not a sub channel, like 1010 Wins has a, what they call that? I'm trying to find a word for it. Anyway, the same thing you hear on 1010 Wins is also 92.3, like a simulcast on FM. So all these stations are already simulcasting on FM, whether they have their own frequency or their sub channel of whatever. It's already happening. And I guess because they're and some of them even promote it now. They don't even promote the local AM frequency now. Some of them will say 103, 102 point something, and that's it. They won't even mention the AM frequency. They'll just mention the FM frequency, which is a shame, but maybe just me. I'm feeling nostalgic. I'm 56 years old. I grew up on AM radio. My first radio was an AM radio. It wasn't FM. It was a little AM transistor radio, like this one, like one of these. This is an AM radio. I grew up with this when I was a kid. When something like this. No FM, it was just AM. This is what I used to listen to when I was 9 years old, 10 years old, 9 years old, listening to radio like this in my, at night, and I would hear stations, and that's what got me into radio, AM radio. And I think most people, 99% of all people that got into radio probably started on AM radio. They had an AM radio when they were little. They got fascinated by that. Then they started, of course, in my case, eventually I became a radio operator, amateur radio operator. I'm sure, and some people AM, they were AMDXing. Then I went to shortwave listening. Of course, all this radio stuff, VHF, UHF. But I believe we all started from AM. Unless you live in Europe, you probably had long wave and medium wave. But we started at medium wave. And I'm telling you, if all car makers stop getting rid of AM, I think that's gonna be the end of AM radio here in the United States. And Canada, because Canada also, I believe that even Canada, same thing, because of course we're like sister country or whatever you want to call it. A lot of cars, Canada, Ford and all that is also in Canada. So it's gonna affect Canada too. They'll be shutting down AM stations in Canada too. And in Mexico. By the way, Mexico also buys a lot of cars from here. So it is gonna affect no AM radio in Mexico. They're gonna start losing stations there too. So it's gonna have a ripple effect on this, it'll be United States, Canada, and Mexico, and then it'll be from there. And I said it months ago, I didn't think in my lifetime I would see the end of AM radio. I thought it was gonna happen after I'm gone, but it looks like it's very accelerated. Because Ford is a major car maker, and if they follow through with, a lot of them are gonna follow, and it's gonna be rapid. It's gonna be rapid, and the blink of an eye in a few years, it'll be all over for AM. Yeah, it is insane. Hello, Hamrat 88, Tom Styles. Yeah, it is a shame. Let me put the live chat also. I left it on top chat, and I had to put the live chat because I did that. I didn't do that last stream. I left it on top chat, and I missed a few things. So yeah. Let me go down here. Excuse me. Let me drink some water. My voice is cracked now. I take it easy. Peter, I see some old people on flea markets already looking for a bargain on radio equipment. The elderly can't afford fancy AM equipment, so they look for old Cold War era stuff. Yeah. Fernando Cano, a lot of new cars don't even have a spare tire. Well, yeah. And you like AMDXing. And hello, Bobby. And thank you, Fernando. Have a nice radio show. Thank you. It is the last resort for emergency. That's why they wanna get enough signatures to propose a bill to make it mandatory for car makers to have AM radio in their car. To produce, and not electric vehicles, because unfortunately that's a technical issue. But at least the combustible. So in other words, Ford won't be able to get rid of AM on all vehicles. Because right now on electric vehicles it's mostly where. But it's not only Ford. Like I read, I think BMW is gonna follow too. BMW is gonna be another one that's not gonna have AM radio soon. I think Audi I believe Volkswagen also. I can, you know what? Let me just look it up. Let me see. I'm just gonna type it in real quick. Car makers phasing. Car makers that want to get rid of AM rate. I think that's what I put. So right now is electric cars, but there's a few. But some of them are electric, like Polestar. That's electric. I know Polestar is electric, but Mazda is not electric only. So Mazda's another one, and Volkswagen, and Volvo. So if you between Ford, Volkswagen, and Volvo, that's a big chunk of the market already. If you think about it, if they just follow, if not all comment, if they follow through, that's already a decline in AM listening, and I think that's going to affect the bottom line. I think this. I think some radio stations are going to just. It's not going to be economically viable anymore to run an AM station, AM radio station. They're going to say, okay, like 1010 Winds, for example. Although 1010 Winds has a big reach, 50,000 watts, they have a big reach. I think they'll survive for a while. I think the smaller ones are the ones that are going to go first. I think those are the ones that are going to wind up because they're going to say, okay, our listenership is going to go dramatically down. And because I'm telling you, a lot of people listen to AM radio in the cars. I know that. I know that. And because it was a couple of months ago. I forgot the guy's name. It was on the SWL Fest, and he got me thinking about that too because I know I think he lives in Indonesia, or he has his internet radio station, and the same thing happened with FM radio over there in Indonesia. Nobody drives in it. A lot of people ride bicycles. There's not that many cars in Indonesia. A lot of people ride bikes, whether they're electric bike or a regular pedal bike. FM radio just went out of business. Period. So that's what he said. So I can imagine here if a lot of cars don't have AM radio, what's going to happen to AM radio stations? Listenership is going to go. We're going to be like the exception. I listen to AM radio. I have a neighbor across the street. He listens to AM radio. He's an older guy. He listens to AM radio because I hear it. He plays it loud because I think he has a hearing issue. He plays it loud. I can hear it from across the street. When I'm open the window, I can listen to it. He listens to talk radio all day. And that's it. I don't know anybody else. So, yeah. But the EV radio is more than that. I mean, the EV, to make a radio for electric vehicle is more than that. That I understand that because that's going to cost a lot more. Because then they're going to have to design something because obviously electric motor and all that. I understand that. And that's already, and let me tell you something. That's another thing. Even if nothing happened, the more electric vehicles come in the market, that's still bringing down listenership on AM. Because Tesla now and more car makers are making more EV. And when it gets to a point where electric vehicles are more affordable, that's another reason. So it's already in danger. I hate to say it. AM radio is already in danger. But at least if they can make it mandatory on gas engines, diesel engine, at least that'll keep it alive for a while. So yeah. But like I said a few months ago, I never thought I would see it in my lifetime. But now, with these announcements, especially Ford, it could happen in my lifetime where we might not have AM radio. Maybe 5 years down the line, it might be a handful of stations, and that's it. Maybe. Because the pattern is already there. Where they simulcast on FM and so on. So yeah. All right. Let me go down here. Okay. Yeah, that is insane. And hamradio 88. AM radio is the last resort in emergencies. Yes, it is. It is part of the emergency alert system. Even just like over-the-air television, it is also part of the emergency alert system. I believe even FM is still part of it. I think, because when you hear those tests, when you hear the tests, the emergency alert, the test, there's always testing. AM on TV when I do over the air. Because it only takes one catastrophic event to remind people that we need it. A lot of people think that your phone, yeah, of course you also get emergency alerts on your phone, like texts. I mean, we all got them. I know I get them. I get the Amber Alerts, but I also get the emergency, like tornado watch or whatever, or flood warning, things like that. I get them on my phone. That's all part of that, the emergency. But the reason why we have it on every medium or or frequency, because if say your phone don't work, you can still get AM or television. And some people can't get television, and AM is the only way to listen to, or phone, whatever. It's what they call like redundancy. You cannot have emergency broadcast on one frequency and that's it. Well, because if that frequency goes bad or it goes dead, whatever, whatever radio is listening to that frequency, and that goes bad. Whatever, whether it's a tower or whatever goes, you have redundancy. I do it. When we had the blackout here, we had a power outage 3 years ago. Of course, in my case, I had a generator, so I was still able to watch television, but I also had my radios. But sometimes that may not be the case. It only takes one time to be totally in the. Like I remember 9/11. I remember like it was yesterday. That was 23 years ago, 22 years ago. Excuse me. I remember, but cell phone technology, you couldn't make a call. I remember when it happened. I was living in New York City. I was living in the Bronx. I was trying to call my daughter, my ex, and see if my daughter and my daughter was okay. But I believe in that day she was in school. I couldn't get through. Cell phone. I could not get through at all. Cell phone at all. I didn't have a landline either. I only had cell phone. And phone communication was overloaded on 9/11. You couldn't get through. And I wind up going. I had to go see them. They would and I went to her school and they told me no, she's okay, and they picked her up already. And I was like okay, but I had to get there, drove there, whatever. But phone communication was gone. It was overloaded. You couldn't make a call. I remember the towers came down, but the phone system at that time it was not equipped. The cellular was not equipped for overload. I think now we're better. We have more towers now than it was 22 years ago. Even if it's 3G, it goes back to, or even before 3G. But back then, that was not the case, and you couldn't make it. It was frustrating to make. You just even make a call. You couldn't, and that's kind of helpless. I felt I was like, man, I couldn't even get a phone call to find out my daughter was okay in school, because I'm sure all the schools were dismissing. At that time, my daughter was, I believe she was in kindergarten when that happened. I remember kindergarten. Yeah, dial-up is gone. Analog phone line. Over here, I think analog phone line is finally gone. Yeah, and I think and I had dial-up. I remember I had dial-up, and it was still. Did I have dial-up? Yeah, I had dial-up. Yeah, that's right. I remember I had dial-up too. No, I think I had DSL at that time. I might have had DSL, but it was still analog phone line. Even that was like, a lot of websites were down. There was a lot of traffic too. I remember that too. I think with the DSL, at that time, I think I had DSL. I think I had like 1 megabit per second or so, 1.5 megabit per second when 9/11 happened. And I couldn't load up any website, especially like, news sites. I had, of course, but I had television. At least, thank God, I had television. And that was, of course, before I went digital. All right, let me read up here. Peter, just read 8 Michigan lawmakers asking for it to keep AM. Yeah. Dwayne Trivia got to run down and see you all later. Take care, Dwayne. And thank you for stopping by. My voice already crackling. Wow. Yeah. hamradio 88. Some companies need to make a good radio that will work in these vehicles. Yeah. But I know, and I'm looking into getting a landline, a regular landline if I can. Because I got Google number. I got a landline phone there. I'm not using. I got a couple of them, but I got one there brand new. My wife brought it from work. They use office phone. But of course, this one is not going to be analog line. This is VoIP over the internet, so it's not going to really. But I'm thinking if I could get a regular landline and pay the minimum just for dial-up, just so, because those are the ones you can make 911. 911, boom, right here, 911. Especially for and especially because of course on the your cell phone, your 911 is what is it called? E911. They use more pinging like the cell phone type. It's not like analog phone line where they can really pinpoint, okay, 911 is coming from this place, they can send help. And the VoIP, it doesn't work that way. Voice over IP doesn't work that way. Like if you have Vonage or Magic Jack or UMA, those are all VoIP. 911 is not going to help you on those. And some of them actually want to charge you extra for that. And it's not really. It's called E911, and it kind of like triangulates or kind of like a pinging. It takes longer for them to get you help. The best way is to have a old analog phone line. That's the best 911. Because that one, you just dial 911 and nothing else, and you'll get help like minutes, because that one they can trace it. So I'm thinking about it because I told you I had a health scare over a year ago. Not getting any younger, so I'm thinking about that. Even if I have to pay extra a month, even because I had, if you get a landline, you don't make calls on it. And I think if you're on a fixed income, you can get it down to nothing almost. It's like they call it a lifeline service. I'm talking about for seniors now, or fixed income. Like if you're on a disability or something, you can get a landline for nothing, dirt cheap. And you only keep that line for emergency, because that's when you're going to need it. Emergency, 911 you call, You know, because a lot of people think that VoIP or voice over IP is 911 is the same. It's not. So I'm looking into that. Get a analog phone line here just for 911. Yeah. Peter, former female bosses are writing to the White House asking to keep AM. If they get rid of it, I get a cheap Texan and attached to an antenna. I first saw the event footage over dial-up news site. I was still a child. We only had 30 minutes to 1 hour a day, and we had a big phone bill by the end of the month. Yeah. Now dial-up is gone. Yeah. You know, I want dial-up also for nostalgic reasons. Just dial-up, you hit a dial-up like a jingle. Yeah. Peter. Now dial-up is gone. I remember analog TV like UHF and stuff all gone in Europe everywhere. Yeah, over here too. Everything is I mean, we still have VHF, UHF, but it's digital. You know, VHF channels is 2 to 13, and then UHF they call it is 14 to 68. 68, I guess. And for VHF, you need a longer element antenna, like because that's the problem I have over here. My VHF channels, I'm on the fringe of New York City, so VHF signals are the ones that break up more coming here on the antenna. UHF channels, I get them pretty good, but the channels that I want to watch, like channel 2, channel 4, channel 5, channel 7, channel 9, 11, and 13, here, 13 I get okay. Really, channel 2, 4, and 5, 7 is the ones that I have trouble with sometimes. They break up because I'm on a fringe. That's why I'm gonna have to buy a bigger antenna just for those channels. And it's gonna be a Yagi directional antenna. Because I have an omnidirectional antenna up there. I have 3 of them pointing different. I still get breakup on those channels. So I need a directional antenna pointing to New York City. Because that's where the majority of the stations are. They're coming from the Empire State Building or Times Square. There's not that many stations on the Freedom Tower yet. I think that's slowly. But right now, most of the TV stations are in the Empire State Building or Times Square. That's where the two for television. A lot of them are coming from there. And but yeah, I'm not like 50 miles away. I'm like 15, 16 miles away from Empire State Building. 15 miles, Empire State Building. But they still break up here on VHF. Because I'm in an area called it's not line of sight, it's 2 edge. It's called 2 edge. Or yeah, 2 ridge. It's like one mountain ridge and then another mountain ridge. So they call that 2 edge. If you go like to TV, is it Rabbit Ears Info? I used to go to TV Fool, but I heard that one is not that good anymore. But even there, you have line of sight, you have 1 edge, 2 edge, and then you have tropo. So I'm on 2 edge in Yonkers, facing New York City. That's where I'm at. So a lot of it's 2 edge. And then, supposedly I could pick up even Albany from here, but that's considered tropo. Albany's to the north. Stations up there. But over here is 2 edge. And line of sight is across the river. I have a couple of stations across the river. Those are line of sight. Or LOS. They call it LOS. I love all these tools now. These websites now, you just put in your address and it tells you what you can pick up, but it tells you what kind of signal you're going to get. And depending on the signal, you're going to need this particular type of antenna, or you're going to need a bigger antenna. When I lived in the Bronx, I just needed rabbit ears. Put in the window, I could pick up a lot because I was in the Bronx. But over here is not the case. Is over here, I'm a little further out, but we have a lot of hills. Yonkers is like San Francisco. It's a lot of hills in Yonkers. The city of Yonkers, I don't know, I think it was built on some hills. Everything is a hill. When I want to walk down the block, it's a hill. It's a steep hill. And then when I get to this corner, it's another hill. I go one hill to another hill. And when I get down there, I'm looking up and I see the it's all the way up there. I walk down maybe a couple of 100 feet. Yonkers is full of hills. It's like San Francisco. I've been to San Francisco, and it's the same thing. It's a lot of hills. And 5 people watching, 7 likes, thank you. 56 minutes in the books. Almost an hour. And thank you for watching. And let me see where I was at. Sorry. Peter, even public TV here went full digital. Yeah, same thing here. It's already been over 10 years. Well, yeah, over 10 years. We went digital, in 2008? 2009, I believe, finally, or something like that. 2008, I believe. So it's been over a decade already. So what, 2023? Yeah, almost 15 years. And there's good and bad. I know some people miss it. I miss it. I miss it in a way, but I also like digital because we get more content now. We get more channels. All right, I did a scan the other day up on the other TV. Oh, no, TV upstairs, excuse me. The one in the living room. 85 channels. I get upstairs, 85. It went up to 85. A whole bunch of new sub channels came out. So you get a lot more content. It's like cable. The problem is some of it breaks up a lot. It's like I said, I'm on the fringe, but you get a lot more content. That's the good thing about digital television. It's a lot more content. Back in the analog days, you had channel 2, channel 4, channel 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13, and then UHF. UHF, you was lucky if you get 3 or 4 channels on UHF. That was it. On the analog days, VHF was more what you was watching. UHF, you wasn't getting too many channels. I remember when I was a kid, when I went to VHF, the UHF channels, I only got like 2 or 3 channels. That was it. No, 4 channels. But my mother will get, my mother, she didn't speak English. They had 2 Spanish channels on UHF. They're still around. Channel 41 and channel 47. They've been around forever. Those are the only channels that we could pick up regularly on UHF when it was analog. Once in a while, I used to pick up channel 25, which is now NYC, WNYC, whatever. Back then, it was, you wasn't getting it that often. Channel 31, we used to pick up every so often. So basically 2 to 3 UHF analog channels back in the 80s. That was it. I didn't pick up no other analog. On VHF, I picked up everything else. But on UHF, now it's the opposite. Now you have so much more channels and you have sub channels. So you got a lot more programming now than ever. So that's the good thing about digital. But I guess people miss the and people, you can still DX, and you can still DX television. It's just digital signal. But the problem with the digital now is more like, if with digital, either you get it or you don't get it. It's not like analog. You get the snow and you can see the image, but it's not like that now. It's digital. Either you get the signal and it comes in and boom, you get the picture, and that's it. Otherwise, you lose it. Yeah. Hamra 88. We still have a landline for emergency. That's cool. I'm telling you, I'm gonna look into that. Because I tell you, I had this health issue the last couple of months, and then of course last year I had that episode. Right now, on this year, I could hear. I think I'm having an ear infection. I'm going to the doctor tomorrow for this. So all these things is going on now. I'm not getting any younger, and it's like my body's telling me, okay, you need to change your diet. You need to lose weight, because my body's telling me, like, okay, if you don't take care of yourself, you're gonna break down a lot faster. So yeah, tomorrow I have to go to check out. I think I'm coming down with that because I can feel it throbbing. So I made the appointment. I confirmed it today. Tomorrow I go to the see him. Peter, where I live in the city, there is no landline. We use legacy landline infrastructure for the internet only. And but I remember using landline phone as a kid. Yeah. And Tom, yes, and that is what I have here in the hurricane capital. Yeah, and especially in your case, you know, when we were looking into buying a home down there, we didn't factor into a couple of things. The more we found out about it, I was like, oh my God. Over here, for example, I don't play flood insurance. It's not a flood zone. It's not like it is not like the way in Florida. You have this. So we didn't factor in your insurance goes up because of that. And then also, what was the other insurance? There was another one. And we started looking at it, and then everything just went up. A lot of people say, "Oh, go move to Florida. It's a lot cheaper." It's not that. That's not the case anymore. It's not as cheap as people think it is. It's still expensive. And of course, over here, the minimum wage is about to go up to $17. I think the governor's trying to pass this. They want to get it up. They want to bring it up to $17 an hour now, the minimum wage here in New York State, which is of course going to put more people out of business. But cost of living is higher, and that applies for a lot of places. Even so. When the more we thought about it, yeah, I could have worked in Florida. I would have made a lot less money, but I still would have had to pay a lot more. So I was like, you know what? I'd rather stay here and make my, well, not me, my wife in this case. It's crazy. Hammer 88, I wonder if I can make a call with my own rotary phone. Well, if it's, you mean hook you up? I don't know. I don't have a rotary phone. I think you can. I think you can. Yeah, I think you can. Because that's interesting. Well, you can look it up on YouTube. Using a rotary, you can just search using a rotary phone on in 2023. You could just put that, see if you get a video on that. I could look it up, but I'm not gonna play it here because I don't want to get no it's gonna get muted after the replay. Because I realized that when I play videos here, you'll see it here, but then during the replay, they'll mute all the sound. But that's interesting. I have to look into that. But I don't have a rotary phone anyway. I don't have one. But you could get them on eBay too. I've seen them on eBay. You'd be like, oh my God. I remember that too. Our first phone we had was a rotary phone. Back in 1976. I think that was our first telephone and a family phone was a rotary phone. Yeah, 1976. And back then it was what it was. New York Telephone. That was our phone company. It was New York Telephone. And then New York Telephone became 9X. Yeah, New York Telephone up to the 80s. Until the 80s. The early 80s. Then it was 9X. I guess that stands for New York, New England Telephone, I guess. 9X. And then they split and it became Bell Atlantic. That was in the 90s, Bell Atlantic. And then my first DSL was Bell Atlantic. That was the company. Then they switched to Verizon. It was called Verizon. That's what we had now, Verizon. It's a rotary phone. That'd be pretty interesting, though. And I have a phone that has a switch. You got tone and pulse. So if you put it on tone, you get tone. You get you dial up, when you dial up, you hit do, 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 do. But when you get pulse and you dial up, you hear brr, brr, like every number, you hear like brr, brr, like a blinking. You'll see the keypad blink if it's lit up. And then you can hear it. You hear something go brr, brr. They call that pulse. So I have old touch tone phone that has a switch. It's tone and pulse. And I remember that. I remember switching it to pulse. You hear that brr. I couldn't use it's annoying. I was switching to tone. And that's what you get now, the tone. When you dial up, you hear the tone. I feel old, but I can only imagine before that. I wasn't around when we had the little earpiece. Hello? I wasn't around for that. So. But that's good though. Like my son, he's 8. When like for him it was always the internet. Everything was internet. And when I first, when I was a kid, we only had one black and white TV. We didn't have a telephone until 1976. I was already almost 10 years old before we had our first phone. Because it was so expensive. Especially calling to Puerto Rico to speak to family. That was expensive. Even calling out of area code was expensive. So when we lived in the Bronx, that was area code. For a long time, it was 212. Then we finally got 718 in the Bronx. 718, right? Area code. If we wanted to call even to here, Yonkers, 914, you was going to pay a lot more. That was almost like a long distance call. Out of area code, you pay a lot more. So, and then Puerto Rico is international considered back then. So if you had to call like family in Puerto Rico, oh, forget it. You couldn't stay on too long. It was staying for okay. squeeze it down to like 15 minutes, and the bill still will go up by a lot. It'd be like some crazy amount, like $1 a minute or some ridiculous amount. Oh my God. Now you can just call, like for example, my Optimum, cable. If I wanted to get the phone thing with them, I can make any phone call around in the United States, Canada, and Puerto Rico for free. And then Mexico is a little, and now, not even now, you have other services you can make worldwide, one flat rate, like I think when I had Magic Jack. No, that was back then, but now I think it's worldwide. Worldwide. Google Voice. I got Google Voice. I just I could just dial up right here. I could call anybody in the world. Google Voice with my number. I just microphone anybody in the world, free. We came a long way. And then of course, roaming. I remember that too. When you, like for example, I'm T-Mobile, but if I go into an area where there's no T-Mobile and I want to use AT&T service, you got to pay roaming. They hit you with a roaming thing if you wanted to use it. Yeah, that's crazy. But that's still, we came a long way from all that. Peter, when I was a kid, we had a lot of power blackouts. Giving a phone call over to rotary phone to a friend was the only fun thing you can have with them. I can imagine. They're like, how you use this? So you got to put your finger on, especially if you're dialing what, like 9, all the way down here, you go, or the 0. Oh my God. Oh my God, right? Like, or if you're calling international on a rotary. But in rotary, you wouldn't be able to, like, for example, I had to call Optimum a couple of days ago, right? And everything, of course, I press 1 for you couldn't do that with a rotary phone. Or, you had to call like a bank, credit card. Please enter your credit card number now. You gotta be 12 digits. Press 1 to access your account now. So you go, please enter the number on your account number now. Okay. Please enter your 3-digit access and put your PIN number. Your arm will fall off. Oh my God. I wonder if that's possible. I need to look for a video like does that. Like maybe there's somebody doing. Maybe somebody tried that automated stuff with a rotary. If it's even possible, I wonder if that's possible. Of course, now you can talk to. You can just say it over the phone. But imagine you have a rotary phone. Because I called the other day about to check my balance. I could have done it online, but I wanted to. Anyway, I think I wanted to update my PIN and I couldn't do it online. So I had to go to the telephone. So of course, please put your, to activate your, okay. But if I hit with the rotary, I had to put my credit card number first. Then I had to put my access code. Then I had to put the new PIN number that I want. So imagine doing all that with the. Oh my God. Mom would have fell off. If it's even possible. Oh my God. Peter, I used to have a Soviet-made Dirty Rabbit ear antenna. You will rotate the wheel on it. I had one of those. I had the one with the rabbit and it had a dial. It had a dial. and you would just turn the dial, and the thing would like rotate whatever with the dial. Hello, Michael. TV Radio 1992. How's it going? And yeah, you would. I remember we had one of those. I had a rabbit ears like that with a dial. No, mine only rotated. Mine didn't. The rabbit ears, I had to pull them out. But in terms of direction, just to change the direction, you could just with the dial. It's like a big like a tuning dial, and it would just rotate the rabbit ear. That's all it did. But I still had to I could open it and put them together, and then the element I could pull them. The dial only did the only thing that the dial did was to spin it, orient it, or to point it. Excuse me. Yeah. Peter. Yeah, with analog, it took some tuning, walking around the room with the antenna to get a good signal. Sometimes you really get lucky and you don't get any noise. Yeah. What happened? I remember black and white TV. I used to hit it. He used to do that a lot too. We just hit it. Boom. A black and white TV. We had one. Oh my God! If I wish I had that TV right now, I would just, for nostalgic reasons. Our tuning knob broke, so we put a fork, eating fork. We put a fork to change the channel because the tuning knob broke. The plastic tuning knob broke off the TV. So the only way you could change the channels with a fork, because it was just the right size to put it there, and we changed the channel with a fork. And I wasn't the only one. I of course, my friends' television, same thing. The tuning knob would break, and then we just put a fork in there. And some people would use pliers to change the channel, a pair of pliers. But the fork just fit in there perfectly. It would stay in there, and you would just grab the fork and turn, and you change the channel. And of course, sometimes the TV will be like, the vertical hold. And sometimes you get so frustrated, you bang the TV and it will fix it. I saw a video on Twitter. It was a couple of months ago. I think it was in Europe. It must have been in Europe. It wasn't here because I think it was they were speaking, I don't know what language. The guy had a wrench, and he kept banging the TV, bing, 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 and you see the TV trying to fix itself. It was an analog TV, and finally a few more bang, bing, and it fixed it. And he was hitting it hard. He was like, bing, bing, and you see the picture trying to adjust itself. I thought he was gonna crack it. And then when he gave one more hit, bing, and the TV just fixed itself. He hit the TV, bing, bing. I was guilty of that. He hit the TV, bing, bing. You palm it, give it a palm, and I don't make too much popping, but you just literally smack the side of the TV, and the picture come. Forget about. I hated that little vertical hold and that. I would just smack it, bah, bah. But it worked. For whatever reason, those TVs would take a beating. So that guy was hitting with a wrench. With a big wrench. Yeah, like a big wrench. Not a pipe wrench, just a crescent, adjustable. And he was pop, bing, 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 and finally the picture got fixed. It was a old black and white TV. Peter, I'm only in my 30s, but I've been around to see most of this stuff. Yeah. Calling to another city used to cause arguments. Yeah, we used to have fights over that. Yeah. Even my friend would come. Even back in the '80s, my friend I had a landline in my room for since I was I was like the first person in the house other than my mother to have their own landline in the house. I had one because I had dial up. I had dial up for years. So my friend came over one day, and of course, we were drinking. I fell asleep, and somebody he met in and he's calling Ireland. He's talking to this woman in Ireland. They just met one time, you know, and I'm thinking, I fell asleep. And I got my bill next. It was an hour, more than an hour, but calling to Ireland from my house in the Bronx to Dublin. I was like, my bill was like, I said, no, what? I freaked out. I said, you're gonna pay for that? Oh my God, Ireland. This is like in the late '80s, and I had no long distance service. I only had because that's another thing. If you had a line, you had to pick a long distance carrier. I didn't have any because I don't make long distance. I only have my local carrier. My bill was like I think it was Sprint, and then because you would get a bill for the long distance, and you would get a bill for the local, and then you would get the final bill altogether. It's like 5 sheets. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm not paying for this. Anyway, he wound up paying for it. And I told him, don't ever do that again. Don't ever. Ireland. At least it was late, middle of the night. If it would have been daytime, I would have got hit with, would have been more expensive. Because that's another thing. If you call after 7 p.m., it's discounted a lot cheaper than if you call during the day. And I had like peak, off peak. So lucky for, well, he still had to pay it. It was off peak hours. But yeah. Peter, I get roaming fees calling to the US, but we have no roaming all across the yeah. Yeah, over here too. I think over here is okay. We're all in the United States now that it's done. Like, I think international you pay something. You have to yeah. So let me go down. T rating 1972. I remember the push button on cable boxes. Yeah, I remember. Push button. I remember those. Um, not too long ago, briefly, and then, but I remember the dial. The dial. There was also a dial, but now I didn't have it. My friend had it. We didn't have in my neighborhood. I didn't have cable till late. My neighborhood in the Bronx. We was the last. I swear to God, I think we were the last block in the whole area to have cable TV. By that time, we had digital. We had digital cable. I'm not digital signal. I'm talking about digital readout. But I remember going to my friend's house, for example, in Manhattan. Like he had Time Warner cable. He had the dial. The dial. He had Time Warner. Remember Time Warner? And I was like, I would go to his, I would be like jealous because I'm like, man, we don't even got cable in our area. Yeah, we didn't have cable. And finally, Cablevision. Well, now it's Optimum. Now it's Altice. Back then it was called Cablevision. Finally, they started rolling cable in our block. And then we had the digital signal. I'm not digital signal. Analog signal. Digital readout. It was digital readout. Old cable box. And then right away, I used to, because I used to read Popular Science, Popular Mechanics. I bought my first descrambler from there. At the back of the magazine, you had the classified ads. So they had descrambler, to descramble the. So I was paying. So I would pay for I'm talking about piracy now. Hopefully I don't get. Anyway, like I said, it happened a long time ago. Anyway, you can't do that now. Anyway, so don't even try it now. So I will pay like basic. I would get like the basic package, right? Because you just want them to send the signal to the cable. and then I would get a what they call a black box. The scramble. It was just a black box. All they had was in and out, and it would just I guess unencrypt the signal or whatever. And I unlocked everything, man. I had pay-per-view. I used to watch wrestling, all the pay-per-view stuff. I used to bring my friends over because they were like, yo, Mike Tyson, the pay-per-view fights, they were expensive. So I had all the channels unlocked. I had every channel was unlocked. All pay-per-view movies, of course, all the naughty stuff. Everything was unlocked. The whole thing in a little box. And that box cost me like about, I think it was like $50. Yeah. And I had that for like 10 years. I was living the good life. In terms of TV, I was living the good life. I had everything unlocked for like 10 years. 10 years. There's a little black box. It was just, and then they switched it on me one day. And I was like, damn. But for 10 years, I had pay-per-view, everything, all you can, the whole buffet. All you can eat. And I remember watching all the Mike Tyson fights, and nobody, people had, I said, no, let's go to Danny's house. Danny got some, and they come over and they bring the beer and we bring all the pizza and everything. It would be all in the room watching pay-per-view. And the little black box. And they would sell them on Popular Mechanic, Popular Science, classify that. And that's it. Now, when the cable guy comes to switch the box or whatever, I would just take the box out, put back the way it was. Yeah, and then that's what happened, Michael. They switched to digital. And that was it for me. No more. Because before they switched to digital, they did something else. Then I had to get another box. No. Oh, no. What happened was my neighbor worked for I had a neighbor that worked for Optimum. So he said, oh, because somebody told me, no, but that guy works for Optimum. Go talk to him. So I went and talked to him. I said, yo, you go unlock this box. He said, yeah, but it's going to cost you. So the same box, he put a button on it. It's a button that whenever they scramble it, you got to hit the button and it unscrambles it. What they do is they do intervals, like some kind of intervals. Sometimes they'll leave it. They try to discourage it. This is before it went This is before it went digital. It was still analog, but they were doing something else. So it was like 50-50. You would lose some channels, you got to hit the button. It was a button. They look like a reset button. So he hooked it up for me. I paid him like $200. So I had that for another couple of years. And then finally they went all digital. And that's the end of that buffet. That was it for that. Hey, show's over. I was so disappointed. I was like, oh, no more pay-per-view. Oh my God. That was the end of the ride for me. And then I got into FTA, free to air satellite. Remember that? So free to air satellite, what we used to do is, we had dish, because I had Dish Network. So I already had the dishes pointing to, to those satellites. I forgot which one is which. I forgot. I still have them right there, the old boxes. It's a view. They're all ViewSat. The brand is ViewSat. I still have them. I have 3 of them up there in the closet. So I had, because originally I had a Dish TV, Dish Network subscription for like a year, and they give you the deal, but you don't get nothing, So I finally started looking, and then finally the contract expired, and I said that's it for that, because I wanted to get like unlocked, because when you're young, your mind, you want to do all that stuff. It's like you want to learn. Okay, yeah. I want to crack this. So I looked into it. I started going to forums. So I my first box was a ViewSat. It wasn't even HD. It was a regular, composite. And you get the box, you got to update. You get a USB file. It's a bin file. You go to these forums, these unlock FTA, but you gotta have a basic subscription to Dish Network. Just the basic, because you need the signal. You need the signal. That's all you need, the signal. But then you upload the bin into the box, and everything was unlocked. So I'm watching those. I'm like, my God, this is better than cable. I got everything again. But that don't last long because they update that sucker a lot. They update it. So sometimes you get it for 2 or 3 months. You get it unlocked, and then suddenly, boom. Then you got to update the bin file again. You go to another one of the sites, you get the bin file, you put it back in there. Boom. Again, same thing. After a couple of years, they changed the whole encryption. And now now it's impossible to do that. It's now, of course, now you got IPTV now. Now you got streaming. Now you get like a 5 stick and you download all these apps like Kodi and all this stuff. And you watching movies and all that. And you may see some sporting events. Like sometimes I'll get a pay-per-view event, but I gotta be like, finding the, oh man, let me try this app. Let me try this app. Let me try this app. Sometimes, but that's where we at now. Now we're into streaming, and people, before so we're going from cable TV to satellite, and now it's streaming. Trying to unlock streaming or whatever. Oh boy, so much for that. But I remember back in the early 80s, late 80s, early 90s, man. I was like, for 10 years, I had analog cable unlocked, man. I was like, every channel you could think of, it was all you can eat buffet. So it had good memory because I seen every Mike Tyson fight. Every Mike Tyson fight on pay-per-view, I saw them. So that was my memory. And it cost me anything. Just the price of the box. But especially when Mike Tyson was at his peak, he knocked people out in the first round. So you're gonna spend $50. They had a couple of tune-up fights, of course. Tune-up fights. A couple of tomato cans fighting each other, or the next up-and-coming person. So you sit through 3 hours of that, and then Mike Tyson come in, bing, 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 fight's over. And people used to get mad. I paid $75 for this pay-per-view, and he knocked them out in the first round or the second round. Basically you pay for the tune-up fights. Oh my, those are great memories. I gotta say, I had great memories. Great memories. I don't feel guilty about people saying you feel guilty. No, because they rip people off all the time. They rip me off all the time. I don't feel guilty about that's cable theft, right? Yeah, whatever. I'm sorry, but they rip a lot of people off too. I just, circumvented certain things for a while, and hey, that's it. Good luck on that. I'm moral obligation to make them profitable. They make a lot of money already. But yeah, I had a good run, 10 years. It was good. Yeah, exactly. The pirate life. R right there. R. There you go. R. There you go. There you go, man. Jolly Roger. Yeah. Yeah, the manually. Yeah, I had a cable. Okay, but where am I? I'm sorry, I'm missing. Oh, okay, Peter. The first TV I had has yeah, they had no remote. My first black and white had no remote. Which is, and then my first color TV, excuse me, Sony Trinitron had no remote either. It was a small Sony Trinitron. We had that one hooked up with a ColecoVision. First color TV we had was a Sony. And the first black and white TV we had was an RCA. Was it RCA? Yeah, RCA. 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 TV radio 1972. I had a cable box in which I had to manually slide the dial to get a specific channel. Oh, I didn't know that about sliding. Wow. Yeah, because I missed all of those. But when I got cable, man, I squeezed it. I got on the good era, but I wish I would have got it back then. The old, because I missed out a lot, man. I used to, I remember looking at the TV guide, and they would show the cable stuff, and I'd be like, that's something I'm not gonna get to watch. I'm not gonna get to watch that because I don't have that. I don't have that. I used to look at the TV guide and just because they would show all the stuff on cable, and then we didn't have cable. We didn't have, like I said, cable. We didn't have cable TV until actually it wasn't even the late 80s. It was early 90s. Yeah, late 80s. It was 88, 87, 88. We might have got, finally we got cable, just cable in our neighborhood. It was a long time. One day I'm gonna go to that neighborhood. I'm gonna show you where I grew up at. It's totally different now, of course. They got high-rise buildings going up and everything. But it was one of those neighborhoods that suffered in 1977 from the blackout. It was not part of the South Bronx. It's up actually in the West Bronx. But a lot of businesses were looted. It took like 10 years to recover that avenue in terms of stores. It was all looted on one night in 1977, the blackout. And it took a long time to recover. Businesses did not want to open around the area where I lived. I couldn't blame them because, they burned everything to the ground. And then buildings around me where I lived, the house, because we lived in a private house, we owned the house. But the building next to me got burned. The other building got burned down. The other building across the street here got burned down. It was, there was a point in the 80s. It looked like somebody dropped an atomic bomb in our block. Half of our block was leveled. There was no buildings. It was all rubble. You let somebody literally drop the bomb in our neighborhood. That's where I used to live. I used to live in a neighborhood like that. It was like, look back on it, it was like, wow, I actually grew up in a neighborhood. It looked like a level, like Detroit. Like if you look at neighborhoods in Detroit now, I used to live in a neighborhood like that. High crime, a lot of drugs in the neighborhood, everything. I lived there. It was bad. No light. That whole block, they had no lighting, no street light, because it was all, people, they would mess around with the light pole, and they would short out the light, and wow. Excuse me, drink some water here. TV radio 1972. My cable system went through a lot of names, including UA, Columbia, TCI, Cablevision, Optimum, Altice. Yeah. Over here in the Bronx, it was Cablevision. And it was mostly Cablevision. And then Optimum, of course. And then recently, Altice. Fiber optic right now is Altice. My bill still says Optimum. Of course, I have Optimum.net account, but it's Altice. I guess Altice is the parent company of Optimum. And yeah, Peter says, heck yeah, Pirate Life. Yeah. So it is technically called Optimum. Most people know it as Optimum. And that all came into an end when it switched everything to digital. Yeah, Michael, it did. It was I had a good run. I had a real good run for all those years. Hello, Keegan DXer. And hello, James Farley. Yeah, I had a real good run. I had oh my God, I had everything on. I could watch any baseball game. I had ESPN 1, 2, ESPN News. I had, oh my God, I had MSG. I had, I remember back then, was it Sports Channel? What is it called? Oh my God, I had, and that's when I started becoming a couch potato too. I would stay home and watch all this. I was a big sports. I was still a sports, but I was a real big sports fan. I used to watch a lot of stuff. Oh my God. And then when I went to FT8, when I did FT8 and I unlocked that took it to a whole new level because on cable I couldn't watch every game. Like they didn't have the NFL package. I didn't have all that. When I went to satellite and I did the FTA and I unlocked all that, man, I was getting Major League package, NBA package, NFL package, the hockey package. Everything was unlocked. Pay-per-view. Every movie that was on pay-per-view, I was watching it. I could watch it anytime. That was another run, but that didn't last long because they were like, do I condone that? No, I wouldn't. But you know what? That's the way it was. That's the way a lot of people did that back then. Because I mean, you look at it now. If you look at it now, it's price of ridiculous. Let's just be like, I'm gonna one right here. I was gonna sign up for this one. The TV. When it first came out, it was like $40. I was like, okay, that's not bad. I could, and they had a couple of, because I wanted like sports channels. Of course, that's before they went all crazy with the other stuff. So I was looking into it, and then the next year they raised it to $50. And then right after that, it was like, so now it's like $65. The minimum, I think the minimum package. I said, forget it. That's like cable. That's like cable. So all these streaming services now, they're like cable. They so I said, forget it. So I pulled I cut the cord in like 13 years ago now. I think it was 2010. That was my last subscription. I had cable TV. I had Optimum. I had the basic Optimum. So I just said, no, give it. I just only want internet. That's it. And that's when I started. I went back to over the air. And over the air is okay, but now it's over the air is a lot better now. It's a lot better. It's a lot more content over the air now. So once over the air went digital, now it's a lot more content. If I had a better antenna and maybe position it better, and maybe I could probably get close to 100 channels for the tri-state area. I could probably get about 100 channels. I get 85 now on a modest setup, but I could imagine if I get a good, maybe even rotating antenna, not the cheap one. I'm talking about, good directional antenna. I could probably get 100 channels. 100, over the air channels. That's like cable. It's a lot of content. And now you have, of course, Pluto TV. You got Airy TV, Roku. My Roku TV has built-in streaming channels. Even if you don't have over the air, they give you streaming channels already in Roku. So if you get a Roku TV, over the air and the Roku channels, that's a lot. You get a lot right there. That's a lot. I mean, it's like cable. It looks like cable. I get them all on my Roku. I didn't like Roku in the beginning, but Roku, it's a lot better. My Roku TV has a lot of content, a lot of streaming content. And you can put apps like YouTube. Not only you got the streaming content that's already built into Roku, you can put apps. So you can put, Netflix. I don't care about Netflix, but you could put that in there too. You could put any app. Or YouTube has an app for YouTube channel and all that stuff. But Roku is I recommend Roku if you're gonna buy a TV, and they're cheaper than if you compared to a Google Smart TV and a Roku TV. Usually Roku TV is a lot cheaper, but they have a lot of and they have all the streaming channels there. The major channels, all those channels that you get on Pluto, they're already built in on Roku. I'm gonna make a video on that actually on my other channel, my tech channel, because somebody was asking me the other day that they don't want to sign up with Optimum because they're crooks and all that, and they forced it because they live in an apartment, I guess. So I'm gonna break it down to them because they're paying for cable and all that, and they shouldn't have to do that. So I'm gonna make a whole video on that, on how to get the best bang for your buck in terms of entertainment. So basically, in a nutshell, it's gonna be get an over-the-air antenna. And in his case, he lives in a building, a high rise. So he's gonna have to get a balcony antenna. And I know this for a fact that some condos, they don't want you to have an antenna in the balcony. So you're gonna have to hide it. It's like an HOA but in a condo. They don't want you to have a dish on a balcony or over the antenna on a balcony. They don't want to see that. So you gotta be creative. So in his case, I will get a mohu. The ones you stick in the window, the mohu, the leaf. It's called a leaf for TV. You up there, get the TV one. Or you're gonna have to disguise it. Get a small, whatever directional. I don't know. And I was gonna talk about it. I'm gonna make a video on that for that channel because the guy really was like, he's because it's one of my videos about Optimum. I made a review on it. About the fiber. I made a review on it. So he was one that says they're crooks and all. I said, yeah, they all, but it's not we all had good and bad experience with providers. For me, it's like they're like the two evils, Verizon. Over here is Verizon and Optimum. You get the good and the bad. So far Optimum's been better with me in terms of deals. Like I just got a $300 gift card because I've been with them 6 months now, and I've been doing auto pay. So I just received a $300 gift card, and that's a pretty good deal. I just got a $300 gift card. Do what I want with it. $300 gift card. Verizon, I never had any of that. Verizon always, business and that. I had more bad experience with Verizon than I did with Optimum, but some people have different experience. So he was saying that so I was telling him, listen, I'm gonna make a video on, because he was trying to say that his friend was having a hard time. He's on a fixed income. So I'm gonna make the video to show him that even on a fixed income, you can get a lot of content on your TV without breaking the bank. You can. And the way I'm gonna break it down, you're not gonna spend one dime on video content. Only the antenna. That's it. And your internet. That's all. All right. So let me go over here. So Peter, yeah, I had cable until 2008. When I moved, I stopped watching TV. That's another thing. I don't watch a lot of TV anymore, but I have it now. I have I have content, and I'm not paying for it. My initial investment was the antennas. Once you buy the antennas, that's it. They last you for whatever. And the coax, of course. Sometimes you already have the coax installed from your satellite. You can use the same coax. Because he was telling me that his friend, his neighbor's paying like almost $200 a month. And nobody should be paying $200 a month for TV anymore, unless you just want to spend money. Nobody should be paying $200 for any TV anymore. I'm sorry. There's too much good free content. Even if you're a couch potato, you shouldn't have to spend $200 a month on TV. I'm sorry. So he, I don't want to say he's hiding under a rock, but he's going to get educated when I make this video. Because I'm going to show him, because this is what I do. I'm not paying nothing for TV. My initial investment was the antennas and the box. For this TV, I needed a box. because it's old. Actually, the tuner for this one went dead. My Vizio. My other TV is a Roku TV, so that one has already content in it. So there's no way you should be paying $200 a month for just to watch TV. And that's going to be a long video. I'm probably going to take about an hour to do that. An hour long video because I'm going to explain a lot of things. Yeah. Bobby. Yeah, exactly. Why would some people still believe cable or satellite TV? Because they're not informed. That's what it is. It comes down to that. They're not informed. Because I know, I was a pirate. When I unlocked all that stuff, I saw it for myself. A lot of content is garbage. A lot of content is garbage. Let's be honest. A lot of it. And that's before the reality TV craze kicked in. Like, I had good channels. I had like History Channel. When it was the History Channel, not what it is now. The Science Channel, TLC when it was educational, right? So there was channels that, okay, this is good educational stuff. Not what it is now. What it is now is nothing. Everything's reality, fake reality-based TV. Whatever. It's horrible now. You know, A&E is in all those channels now are horrible. They're unwatchable. For me, they're unwatchable. So why would you even pay for that? Unless the person really is into that stuff. Maybe that person is really into that stuff. That's why he's paying $200 a month. But you're right, Bob. I don't see how it's the way to go. For me, it's not the way to go. And I thought when I cut the cord, I thought I was gonna go through a withdrawal. I went through a little withdrawal with the sports. And then, of course, later on, all the crazy stuff has started happening, the woke stuff. And I realize now that, you know what? And I look back on it, you know how much Sunday afternoons I wasted staying at home, just watching sports all day? Or Saturday afternoon, just watching sports all day? When I could have done other things in my life? You're never going to get that time back. So now I don't miss that. Now, my Saturdays and Sundays, they're not in front of a TV no more. I do other things now. You know? But back then, I would be glued to the TV watching all these sporting events and you know, I was a fanatic. And maybe that's the type of person that will still willing to pay for that because they have to watch their local sports team on cable or whatever. Me, I don't care. Right now, the Yankees are in last place. I'm a Yankee fan, but I could care less about them. They're not paying my rent. They're not putting money in my pocket. I could care less. They're in last place. You know what? Who cares? I don't live and die by them. You know? Now, when I was in my 20s, I was like, man, I got to watch my Yankees. I don't care now. I don't care about that now. You know, when I'm 56 years old, everything changes. You know, you don't care about the Yankees or the Knicks. Right now, the Knicks are actually doing well in the playoffs. I don't care. I don't even follow. I just listen on the radio sometimes. Oh, they won this. Okay, there you go. Yankees, oh, they're in last place. I didn't even know they won last place in the division. They're in last place. You know, $300 million, whatever they spent on this guy. You know, MVP. They're in last place. You know, they're still getting owned by the Tampa Bay Rays. So, like, you know, so that person that Bobby you mentioned, that's a person that still wants to watch that stuff. That's priorities. You change priorities. You know, they wanted to spend $200 on you know, whatever. You know, TV Radio 1922. I watch WWE pay-per-views also called premium live events on Peak. It's pretty cheap, $4.99 a month. It beats anything. It beats paying 50. Yeah, okay. So, because I know you love wrestling, so that's good. That's good. You know, and Keegan Lee said hello, and Keegan in Kansas City. Oh, you're in Kansas City. Okay. Visiting your sister, 79 degrees and partly cloudy. Cool. And you bought your San G and HDR14 and C Crane CC Skywave SSB along. Cool. Yeah, it's cool. See, it was Kansas City, so you get to do some DXing over there. FM DXing, medium wave DXing. Maybe get the local no weather and make a video on that too. No weather channel. Kansas City. I still got recordings I got to upload from when I was in Indiana. I did some medium wave DXing. Now that I haven't been able to do medium wave DXing because of conditions, I'm gonna upload those. I have those are SDR Uno files. I need to play those and get more because I when I was in Indiana, I picked up a whole bunch of stations on medium wave, and I have them on my every quarter SDR, wave files. They're wave files. I need to replay them and then record them. Yeah. Oh, cool. Keegan the Extra. James Farley. Okay, so I think. Oh my God! I thought I caught up, and all of a sudden everything popped up. Boom. Okay, now I need to catch up again. Oh my God! Wow. Okay, I'm over here now. Yeah. Corporate greeters. Yeah, it is corporate greeters at its finest. Everybody talking to themselves. Yeah. Okay, so I can skip this. All right. Yeah. Peter, guess who's watching the Soccer World Cup 100 free over VPN? Has last year. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I do with apps. With the Fire Stick. Same thing. Hey, if I can do it, I'm gonna do it. I don't even use VPN. I should use VPN, but I don't need to. Okay, whatever. But some of it's geo. What I use VPN for is geotag, or what is it? Geolocated or geotag. What is it called? But I don't need it because you don't really need VPN unless it's geotag. You want to change your and I don't watch a lot of it, so it's not to the point where it's gonna get okay. You're watching too much. No, I like that. But yeah, you got the flag too. Yeah, VPN. Like for example, my wife watches Indian Hindu programming. There's a whole bunch of Indian channels, India Colors TV and all that. Some of the links are geotagged. If it's a stream coming from India and you gotta have an Indian IP address, otherwise you can't watch that stream. So with VPN, you could change it and say, okay, instead of saying I'm from Yonkers, New York, I'm from India, and then it'll watch. But I don't really use it if I don't have to. I get plenty of content. I don't even have to do the VPN thing. And I'm also using devices that I don't really, doesn't. And I only stream to certain. I only go to certain apps. And what the? A little bug flying over. Yeah. Let me go back over. King of the my first black and white TV, an RCA solid state 12-inch, using the early 2000s to May 2007, probably from the mid 90s. Yeah. So you also had a Sony Trinitron, Keegan. Yeah, my first color TV was a Sony Trinitron. That was in 1980. I want to say 1980, 1981 or 1980. I think it was 1980. My first, it was a Trinitron, but of course it was a lot smaller. Excuse me. My God, man. So it was 1980. And you had the push button channels. So it had all the push button, like that. A whole bunch of buttons you had to push. And there wasn't no dial, it was all push button. No remotes. And that thing cost an arm and a leg, and it was so not even that big. It was like, I think it was maybe a 12-inch screen and something like that. It wasn't even that big. I hooked up the ColecoVision to it. And then we had ColecoVision. We would play on that thing. Keegan also use a color Zenith Color T. Also use never mind. He typed it. Also use a Zenith Color TV in the early 2000s and too late. I never owned a Zenith Color TV. You know that? Never had a Zenith TV. My TVs were Sony. I mean, if you're going to order a TV, RCA was my black and white TV. Then it was Sony. And then I had Philco. I had a Philco. It was given to me. It was a 19-inch. It was a Philco. I had it for like 10 years. I had a Philco. That's the one I hooked up my Commodore 64. Man, I thought I was in heaven. I had a Philco with a Commodore 64. And my friends would come over. We would play summer games and world games and all that. We would like talk smack for hours playing that. It would be like play against each other. I'm gonna beat your score. Yeah, I'm gonna break your world record. And we would talk smack for hours playing that. A Philco. And then my next TV was a Fisher. It was a 21-inch TV. It was a Fisher. I bought it from the Wiz. I never heard of it. I know TV. I know Michael probably heard of it. The Wiz Electronics. Nobody beat the Wiz. I bought it on Fordham Road, a 21-inch Fisher, and I think I paid like $300 for it. $299. It was on sale, and it had the picture-in-picture. I got a good deal. It was $299 with a 21-inch TV with picture-in-picture. And that was the stuff back then, picture-in-picture. So I'd be watching, we'd be playing video game, and I'm watching over here NFL football on a little pictures, you know. But of course, it was a single tuner. So I have over here I'm a video game, and over here I'll be watching watch football or something, a sporting event. We just this one has picture-in-picture. This old Vizio has picture-in-picture. And all these TVs now, they don't do that. They don't put picture-in-picture anymore, which is pretty cool. I still like that picture-in-picture. TV Radio 1992. Cable TV seemed more interesting when there were only 36 channels than hundreds of channels. That's true in a way. In a way, that is true. And yeah, because that's what happened too. As they got more channels, they were all watered down content. Some of it was really like no use. And then they also have public access channels, which, of course, I don't have cable now, but I also have public access channels. I will watch that once in a while. Sometimes they have some off the wall stuff on public access. So yeah. Bobby, in today's world, it is no longer connecting a wire directly to the TV tuner. Either you got to get an adapter or no TV at all. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I use a digital TV converter box since October 2008. James Farley, man, you got energy today, man. Talking about me, I got energy. Wow. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the doctor for my ear, because on this side I'm about I got like 20% hearing on this side only. It's very, I have to put literally. It's better today, but it's still. I'm trying not to. So I just need to get. I guess they're gonna give me antibiotics for my eye because I can feel it. It's closing up, and I feel throbbing, but I'm not in pain. No pain. It hasn't gotten to that point. Years ago, I got it like over 10 years ago. I got an ear infection on this ear, and that one was painful. But then I went to the doctor, and they gave me antibiotics for the ear, and it went away. And 2 days later, it was gone. Not even like less than 48 hours, the pain was gone. Everything, the swelling went down. So this is getting like that. And of course, this is probably the result of I was sick for the last month, and it's culminating with this stuff. So tomorrow I'll go and hopefully I'll be better. But yeah, I got energy. I got I get my sleep, and you know what I enjoy talking about these things. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't be on. That's another thing too. I do live stream because I enjoy it. If I didn't enjoy it, I would not do live stream. I wouldn't. There's days that I was like, I don't feel like doing it today, and I don't do it. Like when I had the 2 times a week, sometimes there was on a Thursday, I was like, I don't feel like doing it today, and I didn't do it. So I finally said to myself, you know what? I'm only going to do once a week. Of course, now, like I said, today's my last, or tonight, right now, 6:24. Tonight's my last stream for a while. It's probably going to be a while. I'm going to say at least 2 months. Only because, I'm moving upstairs. I'm going to move all this upstairs. I got a lot of work to do. Plus, I have work to do around the house that my wife's to-do list. But I think when I come back in 2 months or whatever, it's going to be better than ever because I need to redo this basement. So I'll be up there for whatever, maybe a year or whatever. I'll be up there. If I'm ready to move back down here, I may not want to. I may just stay up there. Because right now we're not renting that room. It's empty, the second floor. We were gonna rent it recently. But it's getting to the point I don't want to rent a room in the same house where I live in. You know what I mean? I don't want to have a stranger living in our house, and you don't know. Even if they can do background check, you don't know. You don't know. And I don't want to get to that point. If we own another house and you want to rent out that house to them, that's different. But when they live in the same house as you do, you got to deal with them every day. And I'm done with that. Even though that room we could be making potentially extra money, it's not worth the hassle anymore. So, that's why I decided, you know what, I'm going to take that room, and that's going to be my new studio, shack, everything. And we're going to fix this place up down here. And we're going to make it better. We're going to make this basement better because it needs to be, the floor needs to go and everything. And it's going to cost money and time. And that's why I'm committed. I'm committed to my channel. That means I'm telling you now that I'm going to be here for the long haul. Because like I said, I'm putting all my money in that room and all my energy in that room. That means it's for the channel. If I wasn't live streaming, it doesn't matter. But the fact that I want to live stream, gotta have a environment, and for my other channels too, to live stream. If it wasn't for live streaming, then I wouldn't care. I could say, you know what, I'll just take a corner upstairs and then in the corner, and I could do my videos. That's it. But live streaming is a whole different thing. You gotta have an area to like a studio. Basically, this is my studio, and I don't want this anymore. I want something bigger and better. Better whatever lighting. It's like and now I take it to the next step. It's a step up now. Yeah, because like I said, I had too many flood scares down here, and I can't do that anymore. I can't be down here, and right now it don't smell anymore, but it was moldy. Not mold, but the wood when it's wet is. I can't. I said, you know what? I gotta move upstairs. So my wife said, well, listen, your channel's to the point now that you can just, you know what? Let's just take the room upstairs and I said, you know what, honey, you're right. And that's what I'm going to do. My new studio. It's going to be a dedicated studio. So dedicated studio. That's what it's going to turn into. And it's not only for this channel, for my other channels. All in one is going to be up there. So I'm going to see if I have one area for the tech channel, one area for the radio channel, and one area for the for the finance, crypto, whatever. Gonna see if I get an area for that. But my main one is the radio channel and the tech channel. The crypto channel, I can do that anyway. I can do that in the boiler room. Eventually I may do a background in the boiler room and do something for the because that one is just there's not gonna be all this. It's just a lot of charts and stuff. A lot of maybe a ticker screens and all that stuff. Peter, like a financial channel. Like a financial channel, like a Bloomberg or something. Yeah. Yeah, James. Yeah, I got a lot of energy. I'm actually excited now that I'm gonna do this project. And like I said, I may have a sponsor for my new desk up there. I may have a sponsor for that. So they just contacted me. I wrote them back, and I have to make if I get that desk, I gotta make a whole video on that. I have to make a whole thing. Hey, it got sponsors want to help me. Hey, I'm more than I'm willing to. You know what? Because right now I have a table. I have a round table. That's what I have here. A, a, a folding round table. That's what I have. This is my desk. So obviously, the sponsor wants to hook me up with and I got to spread the word and make videos on it. Hey, send me the desk. And maybe a bigger microphone. I don't know. No, but I like this microphone. It's okay. Like a radio show. Yeah. He and the X have gone through Magnavox and RCA brands. Yeah. Magnavox, I have a Magnavox too, but I gave it to my brother. But that was a flat screen Magnavox. But yeah, Magnavox too. And a Ematic brand, which has a game built to Ematic. Okay. Has Tetris. Peter, I get all my free all my stuff for free on the internet. Hello. Yeah, that's what I want to explain to the guy, that you don't have to pay. I believe he was paying like I don't know, was it too? I mean, again, why would you want to pay $200 a month just for cable or satellite? You don't really need. A lot of that content is unwatchable. And now you have like Michael TV Radio. He loves wrestling, so there's a package geared for wrestling. I get that. That's different. See, and you're still saving a lot because you're not paying you're not paying for all the other extra stuff you don't need. Yeah, yeah, I know. Anyway, I'll get to that. Bobby. Yeah, Tetris and Glenn asked, hello everyone. Again, our internet dropped out for 20 minutes. Okay, well, welcome back, Glenn. Bobby, there is a way to get IPTV on the Roku, but it is better than the Fire Stick and Android box. Yeah, I know there's a Roku thing, but I don't really need it for the Roku because that one also has my Fire Stick. So, because my Fire Stick right now is on the Roku. So between the Fire Stick apps that I have and the Roku, that's a lot of content. There's so much content. I mean, literally between that and what I watch here on YouTube, there's so much content. That's enough. For, I mean, it's enough for me. I don't. But yeah, you could also do that with the Roku. There is some Roku apps or whatever that you can use, and I also have an Android box, not that one, the ONN. I have an older one. It's upstairs it's on the second floor on another TV. I also have that box, and that one still works well. I could also use that one, and of course that one that you have, you know, I saw it the other day, $19, I think it was. if I needed to get one of those boxes. But I have Fire Stick. I'm very happy with the Fire Stick. I have Fire Sticks. I have 2 Fire Sticks in this house. I have one here. And in my living room, we have another Fire Stick. And that one, my wife watches movies on that one. Of course, she watches Indian programming. And then in the bedroom, we have a Google TV. And they have apps for because it's Android. It's an Android TV. So the TV itself is Android. So of course that one you just get the apps, and you have to do something on the settings. Basically allow install from unknown sources, and that's it. That's how you basically jailbreak or unlock it, whatever. And then you disable the I think the Play Store thingy or something. It's easy. They got a lot of videos on that. So there's many ways. Keegan DX, I was using antenna for watching TV free. Yeah. Yeah. Peter, where we live, we have to pay TV radio tax if we have a TV. I didn't know that. Wow. I think we do here too. They just put in the bill, but I think there is like but they don't call it that. I think it's just some other. I forgot. I know with phone service, I remember we used to do that, especially with Verizon. I remember with Verizon we had to do that. That's another reason I didn't like Verizon. With Optimum, they don't do all that. They don't do no. When I had the Optimum, for example, when I had the phone, the VoIP phone with Optimum, they didn't put like federal usage charge or whatever. With Verizon, I had to put all that nonsense. There's so many little fees. Even with the cell phone, the same thing. And then finally, T-Mobile. When I switched to T-Mobile, it's flat, one flat rate. That's it. But with Verizon, we always try to hit you in the head with all that stuff, with all these little fees, like a USEF tax, federal USEF tax, some ridiculous stuff I never even heard of. Nickel and dime you all these taxes. Yeah. Tax at if we had a TV subscription or radio set public TV, people, yeah. Well, they're trying to propose that over here too, like with the new, for example, what is it, ATSC 3.0? Right now it's like setting the groundwork for that. Like one day over the air, one day it might be like that over the air. There's gonna be some channels that you might have to pay. They're gonna have like a encryption, and if you want to pay for that, there's gonna be like a way that you're gonna have to. And that's what they're doing. They're setting up the groundwork for that. So that's coming over the air. That's what's coming. They want to eventually do something like that. It's probably gonna happen in the future for digital TV, where some of those channels are gonna wind up being like you're gonna have to pay, like cable or satellite. But it's still early for that, but you can see that happening if they can figure out. When it comes to if they can figure out a way to make a couple of dollars off of you, they're gonna do it. Companies are gonna do it. Peter, that's why I get all my content over the internet and watch it on my PC. Yeah, same here. Same here. Nowadays, Keegan, so nowadays I don't watch TV as much as I used to, except for movies. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of TV either. I watch I watch a lot of YouTube. I watch stuff that I want to learn. That's what I watch a lot. The news, I don't watch much news anymore. Once in a while, I want to watch, like the other day for my son, Super Mario movie. So I told him, Sanjay, you want to see the Super Mario movie? He said, yeah, Papa, I want to see it. So I said, okay. So I found a source, and we watched the movie, Super Mario movie, and we enjoyed it. He was happy to see it, and that was it. It's like the number one movie right now for I think it's breaking records. Super Mario movie, because he's into that now. Super Mario Brothers. So you enjoy watching the movie. I found a source. Okay, bing bing bing. There you go. Hey, we watching Super Mario movie. Peter, I was watching TV while I was playing video games as a kid. Today I just listened to Bloomberg. It's free. Yeah, same here. I listen to. I don't listen to Bloomberg because sometimes Bloomberg. And to me, it's more like background. I call it white noise. I'll listen to it, but some of the people on Bloomberg, I can't. You can tell they have different agendas. Same thing with CNBC. Same thing. Some of them are like I think that goes with a lot of channels. Let me go over here. Oh, Keegan. Keegan, yes, I played video games on TV as a kid. Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith. Plug and play TV game on Christmas Day 2005. Last played on 2010. James Farley, I miss TCM. That's Turner Classic Movies. Cord cutting 5 years ago. Actually, over here we have TV. What channel is it? It's like that, like Turner. They play all those old black and white movies. It's called movies television, over the air, so you can see all that. Like James Cagney, all those great movies. Movies television. Over here is channel 5.2. 5.2 is movies television. That's that. Turner. I watch movies there. Sometimes they have a day too. The other day it was all James Cagney. Like the whole afternoon was James. Like basically the whole day. It was different. They have like one day they have like Humphrey Bogart. On a Saturday, it's all Humphrey Bogart movies. So you'll see like Casablanca and all that. And then they had James Cagney the other day. So you see all the James Cagney movies. And the channel's called Movies Television. So you should have one in your local area. So you should look into that. That's like Turner Classic Movies. And, and sometimes they have themes like Western. So they'll play all the classic Westerns for that day. And then the other day, it was a few weeks ago, they were playing a lot of, what else? Oh, John Wayne. So it was a John Wayne marathon. So they had like, all his classic movies, Iwo Jima, they had all those movies. So you should look into that. It's called Movies Television. James. All right. Let me go down here. I'm working my way down here. Yeah. And Bobby, Bobby, I don't even watch TV as much as well. I save it for YouTube or something. Same here. Exactly. And if it's something I really need to watch, then either I could wait for it or I'll find alternative ways. But I'm not gonna break the bank just to watch something now. Keegan, I got a used game back in January 2022, and that was the game as the one from 2005. Last played in spring 22. Okay, I got a used game. Okay, used game. I'm sorry. Keegan, I heard the local NOAA weather channel KID 77 on channel 7 162.550. On my seat crane CC Skyway SSB over an hour ago. Cool. Yeah, geo blocking. That's what they call geo blocking. Yeah. Peter says we get geo blocking of content that is not GDPR compliant. Some local news sites from the US and Canada won't open because they don't have GDPR compliant. We access them through non-EU VPN. Okay. All right. Oops, sorry. Bobby, speaking of video game, who remembers having to put the video game in the console and turn on the console? Yeah. I have several. Put the game in the cartridge and you turn it on. Well, I have one that has all of them, but yeah, Genesis, Super Nintendo, the original Nintendo, and so on. And yeah, now you can play them. My son does that. He plays all those games on websites. He plays all those games. The Mario game, he just loads up on either Java or whatever, and he plays the game right there on the computer. And of course, cloud gaming. So you can just get an account and play in cloud gaming. So that is correct. Today you can now just download the game, or if they have cloud gaming support, you can just have it streamed to you. Yep, exactly. So yeah, that's what my son does. I played a few games like that too, where I just streamed the game and I played it. Yeah. Peter. I was talking to Bobby. So yeah, nobody beats the Wiz. Yep, I'm the Wiz. Hercules Workshop. Oh, welcome. Yeah, I remember. I subscribed to your channel a few months ago. Yeah, he has a channel. It's a cool channel. Hercules Workshop. Excuse me. It's an interesting accent. I can tell you're American. Yeah, I know you're from Canada. You're Canadian. The YouTube channel uploader. Hello. Which one I like more, AM, FM? I like them both, but I really love AM. That's what I grew up on, AM. That's the one I listen to the most, and I hope it stays around for a long time. And Peter, yeah, crypto bond stock, yeah, that's why I want to do my studio up there. I really want to get this other channel up and running, and I can't do it here. The minute I stream over there, they're gonna ask me more questions about radio than about the topic in that channel. So I'll never get to the topics over there. So that's why I need to do yep. I don't know what you're asking. Tell me if it's a good channel. I don't know what you're asking about. King and DXer. Let me see. Go over here. King and DXer also use a digital stream brand converter box. Okay. And Insignia brand converter box from Hamfest. Yeah. Insignia. Okay. Let's take some water. Yeah, the Fire Stick is. I love my Fire Stick. It's pretty cool. It is amazing. YouTube channel uploader. I love my Fire Sticks. My sister-in-law, we gave her one. We had we took one over there just so we could watch stuff over there. And then she said, "Wow, you can watch someone." I said, "Yeah, you know what? You can have that." I said, "It's like not even $30. I think it was like under $30 when I bought the original one. This is before the 4K one. It was on sale. I think at Prime Day. I paid like not even $30. I forgot what it was. About $30. And I think it's amazing. You could do so much. You could watch so much content on the Fire Stick. And there's so many channels dedicated to that. Yeah. So James Farley, yeah, I watch those channels. I have a hard time picking up channel 5. Oh, okay. Yeah, because that's VHF. So you might need a VHF antenna. That's the problem I have here. It breaks up sometimes. And I have a couple of hills. Even though New York City is 15 miles away at the Empire State Building, I still those channels I struggle sometimes. Those are VHF. You're gonna need a VHF antenna, not a UHF, a VHF television antenna. You usually have wider elements, much wider, because that's lower frequency than UHF. So VHF antenna. Also in my case, I got trees. So yeah, I know because I'm going to say at some time the TV upstairs I could watch it, and that's another thing I noticed that too. Depending on the TV, some tuners are better than others. So I noticed the TV tuner on my LG TV, the 55-inch upstairs, is better than the Roku TV tuner. That one picks up a lot more channels with less signal. It's strong. It's a more sensitive receiver. The TV receiver that's on the Roku picks up less channels, even though they're sharing the same antenna. The same antenna. And then that one, the box, this one is hooked up to the box, is a View TV box. Is the one that Antenna Man recommends. It's just a box, digital converter box. That box picks up more channels. So you might have to get a separate box like that one. I'll put in the description that box, but that box I get more channels than the other two, receivers. It depends on your television if it has a good receiver. You might be getting it might not be, like this one. I don't get Story Television, which is channel 37.1. I don't even get it at all. Nothing. But the other one I get it strong. So that tells me that this receiver is not as good as the one on that television. So you might have to look into that too. Maybe your television, the receiver is not that good. Maybe you might have to upgrade, get a separate receiver that can really pick up signals. Yeah. Because I noticed that, and they were sharing the same antenna. It's a split. So it's split one. Because I have this TV. The one I split on. It's 3 TVs sharing the same antenna. So this one is okay. It's good. That one not so good. The TV, the television receiver. It seems not to pick up. The one upstairs picks up the most channels. It's a lot more sensitive. It picks up a lot more channels. Yeah. And then there's other channels, but I that's the one that we have here, movies, television, and that one you can watch a lot of those stuff. Because it remind me of that. It remind me of TMC, Turner Classic Movies. The minute I saw that channel, it remind me of that, Turner Classic Movies. Oh, your antennas. Oh yeah. You need an outdoor antenna there. Maybe that's the difference. Yeah, my antennas are outdoor. I can't do an indoor antenna here. When I first moved here, I tried them. I tried indoor antennas. They're not gonna work here. I need an outdoor. So now I need a bigger outdoor antenna because these are not cutting it now. So I'm gonna get a directional one or more, so I can point it directly over there. And then that one, even hopefully the VHF element is long enough that I could, I'm right there. I'm right there I can get the signal, but it drops out. Yeah. Let me see. So yeah. Yeah, it is important to have AM. Let's see where I'm at right here. So you have your antenna in the kitchen, but I have to move it to get. Yeah, I know, and it's hard indoors. It's hard, you know. I ideally, because you live in. I know what you say. You live in Old Bridge, New Jersey. Yeah, so you live in. It's not like you live next to Old Bridge. So that's how far is that from New York City? I don't forget how far it is from New York City. But yeah, you need an outdoor antenna, or yeah, outdoor antenna, or that's interesting. I have to look that up because I live in Yonkers and I'm only 15 miles away from New York City, and I struggle because I live. You know, we have hills, so basically, I'm in a valley, so the hills up there. So my signal is already being blocked by a couple of hills. So basically, you know, I'm going uphill just to even get the signal. So I don't get a solid signal all the time. And then I have trees on top of that. You know, unlike AM signal or shortwave, VHF, UHF, especially VHF is a whole different thing. You have to get uh, as much line of sight as possible. So and that's the channels that I struggle on VHF. Channel 2 not as much, but channel 4 sometimes. Channel 5 is the one that I struggle on. Channel 7 I struggle on that one. Channel 9 sometimes comes in okay. Channel 11, channel 13 comes in pretty good, but usually 5, 7, 4, 5, and 7 usually I have issues. Yeah. Okay. All right. YouTube channel uploader. You don't have to announce your channel. If people want to see your channel, that's fine. I told you this. I'm going to tell you one more time. Don't scroll. You could, one time is okay. You don't have to. You don't have to do that. You want to get attention. That's one thing. But if you start scrolling, I'm going to kick you out. That's it. If you want people to see your channel, if people want to see your channel, I'm not going to go visit your channel. I've already been there, done that. I'm not going to go through that again. If you're going to start scrolling, I'm going to give you the boot. That's it. Final warning. All right. You can make your point without scrolling. Because I bring you back, but I said I don't come here asking for. Can you check out my channel? That's not the way it works here. I already told you that. Okay. All right. Keegan Dix, I have Amazon Fire. Fire tablet. Okay. No, you don't understand what I'm saying. But I want you to be the. What are you saying? What are you saying? If you have a channel, people want to see. If people are going to take the time and look at it, that's fine. I'm not going to subscribe to channels that I'm not interested in. I'm going to leave it like that. If you have good content over time, we'll go look at it. I go look at it, whatever. If I see it's interesting, it is. I'll subscribe to it. But if you come here asking for subs, you're going to get the boot. That's it. This is not the channel to ask for subs or to ask people to go look at your channel. I already made that clear last time. All right. I don't know if it's registering in your head. When I first started going on live stream, I didn't ask nobody to look at my channel. I said, "Can you please come to my channel?" Oh, please. It don't work that way. I just participated in the chat. I never mentioned my channel. And one day, a couple of people say, "Oh, that's an interesting name," and they will, they could click on the right side. There's 3 dots on the right side of your name, and the chat in the live stream. They could just right click Excuse me, not right click. Oh my God, let me go over here. Because I can't do it right now because I'm in the, I can't do it. Because right now I'm the streamer. I'm streaming. But if I wasn't streaming, anybody can right click your name or they can click on the three dots and it's going to say go to channel. And they can go to your channel right there. They don't have to do nothing else. If they want to go to your channel, they can do it right there. But if you ask people to go check out your channel, you're going to get the boot. That's it. This channel is not a sub for sub channel. Okay? And I made it clear last time. I don't want to talk about other channels. No more. I'm done with that. So you've been warned now. That's it. All right? If people want to see your channel and you participate, eventually people are going to say, okay, this guy's interesting. I'm going to tell you what I did. When I went to official SW channel, that was my first channel I used to go to regularly. And I had my Danny Shortwave. And then nobody knew nothing about me. But after a while, people were like, okay, he has an interesting name. So a couple of people finally went to my channel. I never mentioned anybody. I never mentioned my channel. And then people started spreading the word. Even Jills went to my channel on his own. And then one day, he told people, oh, this guy has a cool-looking channel. Go check him out. And that's when everybody started finding out about my channel. But you don't go and ask people to go to your channel. Don't do that. That's mistake number one. Because people are going to say, okay, they're not going to put up with that. Okay? Just people are going to find your channel on the YouTube search alone. If you put good content, consistent or otherwise, people are going to find you. You don't go to the live stream and say, people, please watch my channel. You're going to get booted faster doing it that way. Let your body of work speak for itself. You understand? That's what you need to do. Okay? Don't come here asking people to watch your channel. You're going to get booted. End the story. All right? So don't ask me if I subscribe to your channel or not. And the more you do that, the more I'm not going to go to your channel. And you're going to get the boot. So don't do that. All right. Where was I? Okay. All right here. T-Rating 1972. The display channel on over-the-air TV. It's not always the same. Yeah, I know. Antenna Man made that clear. That is true. You're going to find that out when you go to those websites. So the RF channel, exactly. It's not always the same on the RF channels. For example, in your case, WNYW display channel 5 is actually channel 27. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, I forgot about that. But I'm still having a hard time getting, channel 5. Oh, dropped my cap. Yeah, exactly. So it's UHF. But my channel 5, it comes and goes. It's not as bad as a real VHF RF. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, exactly. Another good example. WJLP, even though displays channel 33, is actually channel 3. RF channel 3. Yeah. That is spot on. You're right. Yeah, you're right on that. And yeah, like for example, channel 33. I'm getting it not so. I have trouble with that one sometimes. On this one, on this TV, I get it like that. Upstairs, I get it fine, but on this TV, it kind of. But yeah, that is absolutely correct. Yeah, a good point. I forgot about that too. The RF channel. Yeah. You're right. Try rabbitius.info. I used to go to TV Fool, but then some people told me not to go there no more. That's the one I used to go to a lot. But yeah, rabbitius.info. And there's another one. I forgot what the other one. Antenna Web, I think it's called. I forgot what the other one is. Yeah. James Farley, I need to get the antenna outside. Is a good antenna that I move around in the kitchen. 6 inch will make a difference on the channel. Okay. Yeah. So what Michael says, but just make sure you look up the RF channel of the TV station. And of course, try rabbit.info. Yeah. James Farley, my antenna has VHF element for high VHF channel, and it's clear. That's the one I have. I have an omnidirectional. That's the one I have. I have that one, the 4. So it's omnidirectional, and then it has the I have the element. I had to buy that separately, the VHF element. But unfortunately, it did not make that much of a difference. The VHF, it's not even that long. It's like this long. It's not like long. It's like right this long. I forgot what it was. It made a little difference, but not much. So now I know I need to get a bigger, and that's omnidirectional. That's not really a directional antenna. I have that one, the Clearstream 4. That's the one with the 2 bays. It's 2 bays. That's what I call it, 2 bays. I think that's the one. And then on top, I have the VHF element. But I had to buy that separately. Now they sell it all together. But back then, I had to get that separately. And it didn't do much. Yeah, so you're 25 notice. So you're further out than me for New York City. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, so the one I'm looking for, I think, is a Televis. It's a directional antenna. It's a Televis. But that one is 100. And by the way, the one you have, the one that's over $100. When I bought mine, it was over $100. So, but now I'm gonna want to buy the other one, the Televis. I think the one I'm looking for is about $149, and I think there's another one that's $179, but it's a lot bigger. And that one, great reviews on it, but it's also directional. So I figure I'm gonna just point that one to New York City, and I should get the best possible signal coming out of New York City, and then everything else, since it's a bigger antenna, even on the side and all that, I should get more channels around, even up to Poughkeepsie. Behind it, I should get the Poughkeepsie stations, and I should get more channel, and the same amount of channels that I'm getting now are going to be a lot better. They should be a lot better. And that one has that one has also this one model. I think that one they have the amplifier too, because I need the amplifier too because I have a long cable run, and that's another thing I might have to do. So, for example, when I put the TV on the second floor, that cable run is going to be shorter. I think the TV upstairs on the second floor is going to be better because it's shorter cable run. So I'll have more. I'll have less signal loss on that one. But remember, I'm all the way in the basement, so these two in the basement are not. So that's another factor. And the cable run itself. So yeah. So 25 nautical miles. All right. Yeah, no, I watch antenna, man. I subscribe. I subscribe to this channel. Tyler, antenna man, and I have the one. I have that cheap one too. I have it right there. I bought it a few years ago because I was just gonna put that one over here and on the roof, but I was gonna use that one just for a little. But I'm looking at it now. There's no way that thing could survive a high wind. And someone that has that one across the street, I'll prove it to you. I have it right here. So let me bring it over here. This is the one that he tells you what not to buy. This is the one he tells you what not to buy. Sorry. Do not buy this one. All right. And that's the rotator right there. So you mount it. It has a rotator built in. I think I paid like I forgot how much. I think it was like 20 under $30. I forgot what it was. It was like really cheap. But this thing, there's no way this thing is flimsy. There's no way this is gonna survive a high wind. But the guy across the street has one of these, and it's been there 2 years now. And I guess but he said that this is gonna fail. And also it has an amplifier built in. If that fails, that's it. So I'm gonna stick it somewhere and try it out. And then when it goes dead, I'll just keep the scrap for the parts. But right now it's working. And when I had it up there, it was doing okay. It was doing pretty good. But this is not gonna withstand the test of time. Yeah, I know he smashed a couple of these. Let me put it right there. Yeah, I know he smashed a couple of them. So I have one. This one is about 4 years old now, I think 4 or 5. But I didn't have it outside too long. I only had it. I think I had it one summer up there, and it was not bad. It actually, but if I would have had it up there all the time, it would have been damaged already. It would not survive all this time with the high winds and all that. Just the plastic, the UV. Yeah, it wouldn't have survived all that. No way. Hey, hello, Adesh. How's it going? From Trinidad. Yeah. Yeah, he smashed a couple of them. But before I I think I'm gonna throw that one up there just for a separate mass, a small mass. I'm gonna put it up there because I got those J pole. What they call them? What is not J pole? It's not a J pole. What is it called? Because that one, not that one. Oh no, the clear stream came with that with the it's like a mount. So I have a couple of them in the boiler room. So I may put one and put that one and run one because I was thinking about using that for FFDX too. But I don't know if that has a trap in it. Plus, because I'll try for something. I don't, it's just sitting there. But there's one guy across the street. He has the same antenna. 2 years now. He has it on a mast across the street. And when I'm on I can see it. I can see it. I was like, I wanted to ask him, how's that antenna working for you? If it's still working, but it's been up there for 2 years, so. And everything is still intact. I figured a couple of storms, he would have lost like one of the elements or something would have bent. It's still up there. It's still working, I guess. What not to do, what not to buy, but don't buy this then. Don't. Save your money. Okay, here you go. I'm gonna make my thumbnail. Here you go. Oh, yeah. Adesh, I'm going back in the shed for a while. I might see you when I get back. I'm keeping the stream on. Thank you. I'll be right back. Let me go check out my son. sure he's okay. All righty. Oh, all right. Let me see. Okay, so James Farley, did you ever get to talk to that guy with the wire hanging out of his window for shortwave? No, he's shy. He doesn't want to come out. I tried a couple of times. He gets shy. So I don't want to force him. Whenever he feels like he wants to come out, he'll just come. James, he right now. My son is shy. He wouldn't want to be in the cat in front of him. So, Mike, lunchtime antenna. Yeah. So no. I have not seen them. I have not. When I walked down the block, he still has the wire. It's hanging from it's like a pine tree in front of the building, and he has it hanging. He has like it's like a little see-through plastic insulator with a kind of, and then you can see the purple wire. It's a little thin wire going into a second floor window. But I never saw the person out the window. If I would have seen the person out the window, I would have waved a hello. I don't want to go up there and knock on his house because I don't want to be like, I don't want to be, I don't want to creep him out. It's probably somebody that's living alone in the apartment, because that's a senior housing. So everybody that lives in that building, they're senior citizen. And I think also disabled. They all on fixed income, disability, things like that. So it's probably some older person. I've been in that building a couple of times. I have furniture. When I first moved here, we had a sofa set and all that. I gave it to a lady over there. I was gonna put a flyer in that building and to donate my furniture to anybody that wanted it in there. So I was gonna put the flyer up, and the lady right away, her older, she still lives there. It was like this is like 8 years ago, and I told her, listen, I want to give away this furniture. I don't want to throw it out. It's a good furniture. It's a sofa, but it's also a sofa bed. So she said, "Oh, I'm interested. I'll take it, and I have my son help you take it out." So yeah, so a couple of days later, I took it up to the apartment. I helped the son out. We took the sofa. So I've been in that building, and he's a senior citizen. So that he lives on the second one. He lives in the front of the building. But he just has the wire out there. No, I'm. There was somebody mowing the front lawn the other day, and I'm sure he saw it, but they didn't say anything to him. Hopefully he doesn't get in trouble for that. And I didn't want to look at it and make it obvious because there's people in front of the building. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That maybe I will give him my radio. But because when I walk by, I can't help but look at it and get excited. But then sometimes there's people in the front of the building, and I don't want to. I look at it and they see that, and then the man gets in trouble, and then he has to take down that wire. But it's obvious right there in the front entrance, to the side. Yes, you can see the wire if you look at it. I'm sure a lot of people already saw the wire, but because I was thinking about maybe I'll give him my MLA 30. You can put it in the window. MLA 30. I would just give him the MLA 30, not the modifier. I would just give him this one, and maybe help it hang it up on the window or something. I don't know. But I don't, part of me, I don't want to knock on his door, and I don't know who he is, and I don't want him to think that. I don't want to creep him out. So when I walk by, I always look at the window, see if I see somebody, and I'll just try to get his attention one day. And because it's cool, it was nice to see that, he's like the first person I seen that in this area, in the city of Yonkers. Like where I took my test at. Of course, he's a amateur radio operator in his house. He has a big what is it? I forgot what type of antenna it is. But obviously he's an amateur radio operator. He's an extra. So when I went to his house, I saw like the big antenna on the roof. Like, oh my god, look like a butterfly type. I don't know what it's called. It looks huge. Like, okay, this guy, you can tell this guy's into radio. And he had a couple other antennas because it was a private house. But this guy, he lives in an apartment building. So I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, wow, he got an antenna. So I don't know what kind of radio he has. If maybe he has a tabletop, or he may have a small portable radio. You know. Well, yeah, but I had to muster up the courage, just go knock on his door, and they'll be like, they're gonna be like, "Who the hell are you? Why are you knocking on my door? I don't want." When a new neighbor moves in, you bring them what is it, like welcome to the neighborhood. Here's some cookies or something. Welcome to the neighborhood. Here's a free radio. Yeah. Here, a neighbor, instead of bringing him a chocolate cake or something, here, a radio, an exchange data. Welcome to the neighborhood. Yeah, right. He'll say, "Go away, get out of here, you crazy, whatever the hell you are." And then every time I walk down the bike, probably give me a dirty look or something. Who knows? I don't want to do that to myself. No, I know. There's a big. There is a no in Yonkers. There's quite a few hams here. Because the website, you can look all that up. I think even on I know there's some website you can look it up and it'll tell you right there. Like if I put the zip code alone, there's a few. And we all have similar call signs, like the technicians, they all have their similar, technician, the KD2, and then they're similar, the technician. And there's this one that I heard over the radio that 10 meters. They were doing a contest, and there was a guy from Yonkers came on. I think it was KD2, almost similar to mine, KD2 ZZ, but it was like KD2, I think ZIE or something. I forgot. It was very close. And he's like, "I'm from Yonkers." And I'm like, wow. So I looked it up, and I think about the same time we got our. I think he was his technician. Around the same time we got our license. I think he got his before me by a couple of months. So he's a local nearby. But yeah, you can look that up. And so how many in your local, how many people are licensed amateur operators and so on. We have quite a few here because Yonkers is a city of 200,000. So there's quite a few here. And then of course they have a club. When I went there, they asked me, they have a Yonkers radio club, Yonkers Amateur Radio Club. So they have one for Yonkers, a radio club. And then they have one for Westchester County Amateur Radio Club. So there's a couple of them. So they have one for Yonkers. So they were asking me if I'm interested. And they gave me the card. I have it somewhere. And when I do decide to take the general, maybe I'll just go once in a while or something. But it'd be nice to, because it's getting to the point now that, I think it would be more fun if I knew somebody. We could both. Because when I first got into tech, and I finally met people that were into technology and computer back then, it was more fun to hang out with that person. And then we started going to computer shows and all that. That was fun. Because we used to have computer shows here. Like, what you guys call Hamfest? We had computer shows we used to go to. And they sell all types of computer parts and other gadgets. And you pay entry fee and you go, but we don't have that anymore here. For years, they stopped doing that around here. So I was like Paul. He posted a video today about a local ham fest that he went to in I think it was around Vermont or somewhere. I forgot what. I think he went. Is it Massachusetts he went to? It was somewhere. And I posted. I said, "Man, I wish we had stuff like. Cause we don't. I don't know of any. But maybe if I were to network with people that know, then I could see myself going to those places. Of course, like I wrote in in the comment of his video. The only problem with those ham fests is if I go there with money, I'm gonna come out there with too many stuff. And I'm trying to avoid that. I'm trying to get rid of stuff. I don't want to get more stuff. So that's the problem with the ham fest for me. It's like if I go there, I'm gonna see all those goodies and man, I need that. I want that. I need that. I'm gonna wind up coming home with more stuff and an empty wallet. Because who wants to go to a ham fest or a computer show, whatever, and come home with nothing? You know, you gotta come home with something. You know, so so yeah. So let me I saw that too because Paul was talking about it. So I can see myself doing. I could take it. I could take if whatever I want to sell, it's good to sell it there. Yeah, exactly. Set up a table. But the computer show, once I used to go to Market Pro, you can't just set up a table and sell. You have to you have to go through a process, and I think you have to pay a fee. But that was the computer shows. Because originally I wanted to do that with a friend of mine years ago. I wanted to sell computer parts at the computer shows. But then we never did that. I always wanted to do that. Because I like selling. Like, you know, if I'm table. I used to, like I remember as a teenager, a friend of mine wanted to get rid of old video games. So I told him, let's go to Fordham Row and just put up a bed sheet on the floor and put all the video games you want to sell. So I would stand out there with him, and in a couple of hours, I sold all his games on the street. You're just standing there, and then people will walk by. Oh, can I see that game? How much you asking for that? Okay, how much? Okay, you know, $10. Yeah, take it. Yeah. And I sold everything. I don't mind. I like standing. I know, so I can see myself. But so the ham fest, if I don't have to pay a fee, put a table and stuff, I wouldn't mind selling. You know, I don't mind selling. But I know the computer show we couldn't do that. We couldn't just set up a table and sell. You know, so the ham fest, I noticed it was out in the one that he went to, it was out in the open field. They were outside in some, I think it was some school or something. It was a school grounds or something. And people were setting up tables and people were selling everything. So I can see myself doing that. You're right. So I didn't think about it that way, man. Because selling, I can sell. If I need to sell some of the stuff, you know. Yeah, Keegan, who could be now, right? I'm knocking on the door. Oh my God. I'm like, who's this crazy guy here knocking on my door? What does he want? Mike, I pulled some local talk on my Panasonic. I really just came across it looking up Hamfest in Richmond, better known as Winterfest. James Farley, Danny, I found a great FT8 app that is not on the store called FT8CN. It is free. You have to get it on GitHub. Has a map, everything. Best the FT8 receive. Yeah. But right now I'm using WSJTX. And then I use for that map, I use Grid Tracker. So I use it, and you know, it works fine. It works for me. There's another one, JTDX, something like that. JT. I tried that one. I don't like it that much. I heard that one is better in terms of it seems to pick up more signals. But it seems that the WSJTX is like the standard right now for that. So I'll just stay with that. I'm fine with it. And of course, I don't want it on my phone. I don't want to do FT8 on my phone. I don't like doing. That's something I don't like doing anything with my phone like that. I know some people like the SDR touch. You know, I don't like doing all that stuff with my tablet. Because a few months ago, I told you about touchscreen. Anything that has to do with touchscreen, I don't want to do a lot of it on it. I know it sounds kind of counterproductive, especially that I have a touchscreen phone, but I don't. I still don't. I still enjoy knobs and all that. Of course, in the computer, I still enjoy the mouse and the clicking and all that. And of course, I got a dedicated PC just for that. Yes, that's for Android. Okay, so yes, that's for your phone and all that. Yeah, so I don't, you know, for a tech geek like me, I don't use a lot of apps unless it's absolutely necessary. My wife is asking me a question. Okay, I'll reply to her in a minute. So yeah, I'm a tech guy. I'm a tech geek, but there's some things I still like to do. I don't want to do everything on my phone. You know, like you have decoding software in there that does all that. I still rather do it on the computer, on a regular computer, on a bigger screen. So it's just one of those particular quirks. I don't know. I don't want to. I Like I said a couple of months ago, that woman that was Jill's chat, and she kept mentioning about, hey, everything's touchscreen, the greatest thing. No, it's not touchscreen. Sometimes it's I don't like it. I just don't like it because she has one of these radios. Okay, oh shit, oh snap. This one, the Mala hit. She has this radio, so she says, "Oh, this radio is so great." Oh no, it's not that good. It's okay. It is okay. It's not that great. It's kind of. I hate the touchscreen. It's very you have to really press it. I have fat fingers, so it doesn't really respond the way I like it to respond. But this radio is the greatest radio since sliced bread. She didn't say that, but the way she kept going on and on in the chat about it, I was like, wow, oh my God, what am I missing here? Am I overlooking this radio? And I played around with this radio. He's not a fun radio for me. He's not fun. Like, I don't like struggling touchscreen. I don't like that. I like big knobs. I like boom, boom, boom. It works. That's it. So she was bringing up that, oh, one day all radio should be like this. Like this radio should be like this, except bigger. No, I don't want everything touchscreen. No. So she was going on and on about that. And I was kind of like, oh my God, let it go with the touchscreen thing. So that's the way I feel about, certain apps. Like I like FT8 on it. That's why I dedicated to it for here. Because I had it here, but it was sometimes it would FL rig would act up. So I said, I'm gonna have a dedicated computer for my amateur radio stuff. So that's what I did. Lucky I came across this computer. It's a Lenovo all-in-one, right? Let me move the mouse over here for that. So it's all-in-one. So I have everything here. This is all amateur radio apps. I have Grid Tracker. I have the FL rig set up for this radio. I have WSJTX. I have everything here. That's it. How much I paid for this computer? Nothing. It was given. We're gonna throw it out. I took it. That's it. I'm gonna enjoy this a lot better than doing it on the phone. I just can't enjoy it on the phone. I just can't. And even if I was to do what they call outdoor, like Poto or whatever, I still would bring a laptop. Then do that in the app. I just can't. It's just one of those things. You know, you can't do everything nowadays. You can, like SDR touch. You can do SDR touch, and it's just not the same for me. I like to have it on a big screen sometimes. Sometimes I want to see the SDR on a big screen. You know, yeah, you can do everything on the phone. You could do all that stuff, but it's not as fun. Yeah, the fact that you can do it is great. That's cool. Because this is a computer. This is a powerful computer. It's just I like big screens. I like big screens. I like knobs. I like buttons. I don't want everything like this one. You know, touch screen, everything touch screen. It drives me nuts. That's why these radios never appealed to me. When I bought this one, I played around with it for a few days. It was not enjoyable. Plus, this radio is not as sensitive as people say. Oh, this radio can pick up. It's not that sensitive. It's not that great. It's okay. It's good. It's not that great. I hooked it up with the MLA 30. I hooked it up with the MFJ. It didn't blow me away. The only good thing about the radio was the noise reduction. When I did the noise, that was it. And it sounded okay because it had the speaker and it was okay. But other than that, it didn't wow me. So yeah, let me do it for the thumbnail because I decided. But it didn't wow me. So when she was going on and on about it, I was like, okay, is she talking about the same radio? Really the same radio? Because I didn't get that experience. You know? Like when people get on his case. Yeah. All right, take care, Mike. Like in his case, when he reviewed this radio, and he said it was too wide. He took a lot of people took it personal. But he's right though, because when I first got that radio, but I didn't know a lot about. I never had that many radios to compare it to, but I found it wide. The bandwidth, it was a little too. It was kind of wide, and I noticed that. But I didn't, I didn't like he been listening to Shortwave 40 years, whatever, 40 years, whatever it is. I just got back into the hobby. So when I came back with this radio, I thought this radio was a great radio, and it still is a good radio. But I noticed that band was a little wet, but I didn't think nothing of it. But then when he got the radio, he made a review on it. He did trash it for that. And people took it personal. And what I'm trying to say is to each his own, you know? And that's why, like with this radio, when she was going on and on about this radio is a great radio, and I was like, are you sure? Because I own the same radio. It's not that great. You know? Like the other radio, the ATS-20 and the Belka. I don't own any of these radios because I don't like them. I think these are gimmicky for me. They're like gimmicky in a way. Why would I want an SDR like this? I don't really, again, it goes back to this. Why would I want to do SDR with this? I really don't want to do SDR. I don't want to see a little visual, but I just bring a radio. Just bring this guy. Most of the time when I want to listen to radio, because I want to listen to radio. I want to listen. I don't want to watch it on this. I want to listen to it. And this is a lot better receiver than this. Believe me, this is a lot better. And the gimmick about this is that you get to see it on the display. That's it. That's the gimmick. And this is $200. I paid $200 for this one. This unlock and everything. This is $200 one. This is under $50. I enjoy this radio a lot more than this. Okay, so because I don't like the touchscreen crap. I don't care about all that. The visual display. And people got the ATS-20 and the Belka, and there's the Deep SDR. That's another one. I don't care about the whole visual display on the thing. If I want that, I got my computer for that. I got SDR on the screen, on a bigger screen. You know? When I'm out there outside, portable, whatever, in a portable setup, I don't want to see this. I don't care about the whole screen thingy. I don't care about that. I just want to listen. Of course, the G90 has the waterfall, but that's the G90, you know. But I didn't buy it because of the waterfall. I bought it because it's a good radio, you know. So I know I went on a tangent on that, James, but you know, I like my phone, but I don't want to do everything on my phone. I just don't enjoy it. I still enjoy big old radios, knobs, buttons. You know? Because I got to squint, man. This phone is pretty big. It's a big phone, and I still be like, after a few minutes, my attention span goes, okay, I don't want to be looking at the screen. I just don't. All right, 3 hours and 21 minutes, 7 people watching. And I'm going to be on for another bit. And then, like I said, after this, I'm going to take some time because I'm going to start moving stuff. So this is going to be like my last stream here. And Mike says, okay, too busy. Lunch is over. I'll catch you up on your room switch if you haven't mentioned it. Yeah. And sign for the petition. Yep. Well, I'm gonna put the link in the description for the petition. I'm gonna try at least if I can we can save AM radio from something. Yeah, James, exactly. So James Farley, my R5000 your Kenwood R5000 is your go-to radio. Yeah. My go-to radio right now is a few of them. My R2000, my Kenwood R2000, but of course that one the single sidebar doesn't work. But this is my go-to radio right now. My Satellite 800. And then the Yaesu FRG 7700. These are my 3 go-to tabletop. Portable, my SSD, the D808. And and this one, I'm is every day I'm getting surprised by this one. It's surprising me every day. I use it every day. Every day I use the D109. That's what I use every day now. I haven't used the D808. I've been using that one. Of course, this one doesn't have single side. I'm talking about for everyday listening. I've been using the D109. Yeah. Well, I use my phone for recording. Of course, I use this for recording. Yeah, this is a great camera, though. That's one thing. It's even better than my Nikon D5100, this camera. But eventually, I'm going to get a GoPro. That's my next investment. Because the problem with this phone, when you're doing AMDXing, or even shortwave, but especially AMD medium wave DXing, if you get too close to the radio, it emits a lot of interference because of the Wi-Fi and the cellular, the cell phone signal radio. And that D109 is very sensitive to that. It overloads. So this phone really presents problem with some of these radios. They overload. So I want to get a dedicated GoPro 4K so I can make. So that's another thing I'm going to look into invest. GoPro 4K for my future videos. Because this is already kind of like long in the. Plus, like I said, it emits noise. And because with this radio, that phone, I have to keep it further out because the minute I put it close enough, like some radios are better shielding than others, but not this radio. This radio, if it gets struck, it'll overload this radio like nobody's business. So I need to get a GoPro, a dedicated camera, so I can get up close with this radio. Because it just emits too much. You can't listen to it. It raises the noise. 7 people watching, 15 likes. Thank you. 3 hours and 25 minutes. 7:44 in the evening here. And let me go for talk to a couple of, let's see what I got over here. Kiki said, yes, I use my iPhone to record my radio videos and upload to YouTube. And I use my laptop, PC, and add captions to the YouTube to the videos. Yeah, I do the same thing. Like I have video. When I do my editing, I still use Microsoft Movie Maker. It's very simple. I don't use nothing over the top. When I do videos that I have to edit or add any text, Microsoft Movie Maker, I use the old one, not the new one. I use the old Movie Maker. I get it. I downloaded the old one. I install it, and it works for me. It works for me. That's what I use. I don't do anything complicated when it comes to editing. That's what I use. And then for YouTube, when I go into YouTube, you to add end screen or not, you do it on YouTube. If I do a thumbnail, I use TubeBuddy. They have a basic tool. You can use TubeBuddy. In the description, I have the link for TubeBuddy in case you want to install that, because I have affiliate now with TubeBuddy. So I'm trying to upgrade my the basic one is the one I'm using. Is free. So that's the one I'm using, the free one. It helps with the keywords and things like that. So I recommend TubeBuddy. Like when you upload a video, you want to add keywords, you want all that. It's like it suggests certain keywords as you type it in the title or your description. It's gonna suggest keywords for your video, and it's very important that you do all these things. So TubeBuddy actually makes it a lot easy. I've been using TubeBuddy for almost 2 years now, and I'm gonna tell you, it did improve my channel in terms of people finding my videos more because of keywords, and it helps you with the description and what they call it is SEO score. It suggests your title. You should put the words on your title in your description, and then the words in your description, you should use some of them on your keywords, and you get a score on that. A perfect score is 100. So I try to strive to get 100 score, and I get 100. You got, and that helps on your search. Like I'll give you an example. SJ's there, the D109 review video. If you search on that, SJ's there, D109 radio review, I'm always in the top 10. Even though I don't get views like, official SWL channel or 4 Point Farms, he's up there, or Bird, my video is still up there in the top 10. And sometimes I made it up to for a while I was in the top 3, and then I was in the top 5. Now I'm in like in the top 8 or top 10 sometimes, because when you put keywords relevant to it, helps. Every little thing helps to get noticed. Once you drop down to the top 15, people are not gonna watch your video. It's gonna be harder for them. So that's why TubeBuddy really helps for that. So for those that have a channel and really you want to improve in your channel, you want to get more people find your channel more, I will use to install TubeBuddy. It's an extension, and you link it to your YouTube account, and then and I'll show you. Let me see. Hopefully this thing won't act up right now. That's the problem. This thing acts up, starts kicking me out. So far so good, because sometimes it gets hiccups, and then I'm gonna put my, let me see which video. I'll show you. So I want to show you, I want to, so anybody can get. Okay, I want to pause it right there because I want to wait till the TubeBuddy thing loads up on the side. So I'll show you. Let me move it over here. Move this mouse over here. So anyway, I paused it because that's just an ad before my video. But you see all this stuff over here on the side, right? This is how many views this video got. This is the video, the SDRPlay review video. So when you look at this stuff, this tells you. Like, for example, on Reddit, I got 25 votes on this one. I got 7 likes on Facebook on this video. This is how many videos. This is how many videos I got in my channel right now. How many subscribers? How many total views? Right. But then also, if you scroll down, you see all the keywords that I use for that video. And TubeBuddy helps you with all this stuff. And the more you check off on all these things, it helps. So TubeBuddy helps you with all that. And the reason I'm talking about it now, because there's nothing else, we talk about. It's already 3 hours in. I'm going to wrap it up soon. But if anybody can get anything out of it, especially you guys, you guys want to, so this is TubeBuddy. This is their, what they call video lytics. And this is the TubeBuddy right here. This is the actual extension. Okay. Right now I got the star license for a few days because I did some other stuff and they gave it to me because I'm an affiliate now. So I get this. So TubeBuddy's gonna help you. I'm not paying for it now. I'm not getting paid for TubeBuddy. If somebody signs up, if you install this on your YouTube account, yeah, it helps out both because you get a discount if you want to pay for it. But I also get a free month on this level license and things like that. But I've been using this for 2 years. The free version. This is the free version. And over here, I can click on rank tags, for example, right? And I'll show you. So this video has 16 rank tags. That means if I scroll down here, you see all these keywords. So right now, if you put SH Data D109 review, I'm ranked number 8. Right? I'll click on it to show you. So this is going to pop up. This is TubeBuddy. Right now, I'm not all the way up there. So results are right here. So right now, number 1 is this guy. I'm not gonna name names. So if you put that search, he's number 1, he's number 2, number 3, number 4, boom, boom. I'm still hanging around on number 8. You see? And of course, you got other, I'm not gonna name them, but you know what I mean. So you get what I'm trying to say. You get the point. You get the point. Keywords are important. They're very important. Keywords, title. So right now on the search result, I'm 1 out of 20. This, and of course, Jules has 9 out of 20 because he has more videos on this radio than I do. But you get the gist of it. I just want you to understand that TubeBuddy does help. This thing does help. I've been using it for 2 years, and I'm gonna tell you something. My videos are more noticeable on the search. It's the same thing with YouTube Uploader, the kit. When you post a video, don't just post a video. Give it a nice description, like what I did here. See, look at my title. And then my description. Look at my description. It's a description. And I describe everything about it, and I have all the features. This is a description, folks. You have to do all this if you want to get noticed. If you upload a video and you don't put no keywords and you don't put a descriptive description, you're not going to get ranked higher. You're going to be at the bottom when they search for that stuff. And they're not going to find you as easier as if you do all this. Okay? So I'm trying to help you guys out here. The ones that, you want to get up. And see, my score is perfect. 100 SEO score. And they'll tell you why. See, tags in title and description, I got 20 out of 20. Tags in title, 20 out of 20. Tags in description, 20 out of 20. Total tag characters, 20 out of 20. Title words in description, 20 out of 20. If you get all of those, you get 100 score. That's the highest possible score you can get for SEO. That means you're going to wind up in a search a lot if they type these keywords. So, let's pick another one. You know, some of them, like Danny Shortwave. You know, they put Danny Shortwave, boom, I'm ranked number 13. Because it's all my other videos will come up there. If you put SH's data D109 only with no review, I'll show you. And then we'll go to results. And this is all the free version of TubeBuddy, by the way. The same thing. You see the same. These are all big channels. These are not small channels. Even, Two Hands on the Radio, he's not a small channel. He's going to get 1,000 subscribers soon. And then this other channel, SWL, I know who he is. He's from South Africa. He's a pretty good, cool guy. You see? And I'm right there, number 9. And TV radio is right there. But not for this one, for the 808. You see? And then, there you go. See? And this is what I'm talking about. This is what you have to do. You have to add keywords to all your videos. Yeah, I know it's a little more extra work. But before you know it, you'll be like on autopilot. You'll do this like naturally. All my videos, I have keywords on all of them. And don't use the same ones for every video. Obviously, like in this case, is the D109 and the review D109 and so on. And for another one, it might be something else. It might be something else, Okay? So this is TubeBuddy. So when you install this, it's going to have every video you're going to see this. Now, if you watch other people's videos too, you'll see what they have in terms of keywords and all that. You can see all that. So that's why I like TubeBuddy. Okay? I'm not trying to sell you TubeBuddy, but that's what I like about it. That's what I've been using for 2 years. And right now they just gave me the star license temporarily for a few days because I think what I did? What was it I did? Oh, I filled out a survey and they gave me. But otherwise I get downgraded to the regular version, that's the one I'm using anyway, the regular version. It's just you get a few more features. You don't really need them. I mean, I don't want to say you need them. They do help. But this is good. This is good. And there's another one called vidIQ. But I tried that one. I wasn't crazy about that one. I like TubeBuddy better. So you need stuff like this too. If you're really serious about your channel, use TubeBuddy, or you could use the other one. Keegan Diaz, I'm at 275 subscribers. That's pretty cool. 25 away from 300. There you go. You're grinding. You're getting up there. Slowly but surely, you're getting up there. And that's why, because I want people to not only when they watch my channel, if I can help somebody improve their channel, I watch videos all the time on what can I do to make my channel better, things like that. And TubeBuddy, I said I'm gonna try it out. Say, back then when I tried TubeBuddy, I only had 1,000. I think when I first tried TubeBuddy, I was under 1,000 subscribers. I was around right below 1,000. But I see that my videos were getting more noticeable. I was getting more quality subscribers. I was getting subscribers like, okay, wow, this person has a lot of videos on his channel. And and I was coming up on the search more and more. And I was like, okay. And TubeBuddy does help. It does help. I'm not gonna, if it didn't help, I wouldn't even tell you about this TubeBuddy stuff. I mean, you still gotta do work, you still gotta upload content. Like the kid that was here, don't go on chat saying, oh, can you check out my chat? Don't do that. If you post a video and you put the right keywords, people are gonna find your channel through the search. Right? We all started with 1 subscriber. Remember that. But when you post a video, you got to put keywords, because when they search for any of those words, boom, your video is going to come up on the search. Even if you're not top 5 or top 3, you may be top 10. But you're there. At least you're there. And they say, okay, I'm going to check out this one. And then boom. And then once they check out your video, If they like your video, then they'll subscribe. That's another thing you have to do too. I know it sounds like, and they tell you all the time, when you have a channel, put it in the text. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel. That helps. But if you don't ask, people are not going to subscribe. So that's another thing I would do too. All the time. All my videos, I put that now. I put it in the description. I put it in the caption. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel. That helps. I watched so many videos on tips. Ask. Always ask at the end of the video, in the beginning, whatever. If you like my channel, please subscribe. That helps too. When you post videos and you don't ask for that, you're not gonna get subscribers. And then in my case, I got a watermark. And that you could do on YouTube. It's a simple little watermark. You put a subscribe button right there in the corner. It works. Let me mute this and let it play. And then you'll see. I'm going to skip the ad. You see that little subscribe thing right there? You could do that on YouTube. This little thing. You just got to get a transparent image and upload it to, it's simple. And you're going to have this little thing there. A lot of channels don't put this. You have to put this. This helps. And then at the end of the video, okay, let us skip. I put an end screen. I show video here. I put a subscribe thing here, and I always do that on more videos. Let me see if it pops up. End screen. It should pop up any second. Right? Come on, pop up. Unless I did it too. Let me see something. It should do it. Let's see. Maybe I did it too late. Because if you do it like that, sometimes it won't do it. Play it again. Let's see. Sometimes maybe it did it too late. But you'll see like other screens here. You'll see one here, one here, one here. That's an end screen. You could do that in YouTube. That's another thing you should do. So that way, after they finish watching this video, they'll go to your next video because they'll see it there. You have to do all these things. That's what's going to keep people from... Let me see if it does it now, the end screen. I think sometimes if you refresh it, it doesn't do it. I think you have to leave the video, come back in, and then you'll see it. Usually, you can do it toward the end of the video. You could do it in the middle. I always do it toward the end of the video. You'll see that a lot. Right now, it's not doing it. What's going on? I'm going to let him see if it does it. Maybe he's not doing it because I already loaded it. But you know what I'm talking about. You'll see the end screen. Oh, there you go. All right, so that's the end screen. See all of that? So that you could do inside YouTube. And then this thing will pop up. But anyway, let me cancel that. So that's the end screen. So you could do that on YouTube too. So you could do that too. You should do that on all your videos. Because say they go to they show that video, okay? You put the end screen. A lot of people watch YouTube on TV now. They don't watch it on a computer. On TV, they have to do with the remote. Sometimes they'll pick your video right there. Okay, I'll watch this next video. You got to think about that. Okay? If I can help anybody out, I had to learn this too. If I could pass this down to the next person and do all these things, I do all these things. This is what I do. You're not gonna get to 1,000 subscribers just by uploading video, and you don't do it. You gotta put end screen, you gotta put keywords, put the little watermark in the corner, the subscribe little thing I put in the corner. You gotta do all these things. It's gonna get you there faster. I know there's an exception to that. There's bigger channels that don't do any of this, but they've been bigger for a few years already. I didn't have that luxury when I started my channel. This This was my only channel. That's it. You know, that's not the case. I didn't do YouTube videos 10 years ago. But now you have to do all these things. You have to. If you want to get any you're trying to keep people to watch this video and then go to the like when the stream is over and it goes into replay, I'm gonna put end screens at the end of this. I'll go into edit, I'll put end screen, and I'll do all that. So people can watch it over and over. And after they finish watching this, they're gonna have other videos they're gonna watch. And then you want to keep them on your channel. You don't want it to go to another channel. You want to keep them on your channel. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you have to do. You see, if that and I want to help people like him, like the kid, YouTube uploader. I don't want. He's right now. He doesn't understand. He's a kid. He's young. He doesn't understand that there's a way to go about it. Do it the right way. You'll get people to go to your channel. People are not going to take you seriously. People are not going to take you seriously if you go to channels and ask for subs. They're going to say, okay, who's this guy? Do it the right way. You're going to get people to go to your channel. People are going to follow you. You understand? People are going to follow you. Hello, David. It's Radio Room. How's it going? So that's what I don't have to. I could do a whole separate channel just talking about all this stuff. And I'll probably get views on that channel. Just talking about how to improve your channel. Or tips or anything. I could do it. I could do a whole separate channel on that alone. And I probably will one day when I have the time. But I don't mind doing it now because, like, I see Keegan 270. I want to see Keegan get 1,000. I want to see Keegan when they have 1,000 subscribers, and he's going to. He's going to. I think a year or so from now, he's gonna be at 1,000 because he's doing it the right way. He goes to chat rooms and he participates, and people notice him. That's how I noticed him. I noticed him on Jill's chat room. And he goes to other chat room, he chats, and people notice him. They go to his channel, and that's how you build your network, your networking. He's doing it the right way, and I want the kid to see that. I want this other kid to see that. You gotta look at Keegan. Keegan doing it the right way. But I want to help Keegan because what I'm showing you, and Keegan could take it to the next level now. And that's what I'm trying to. I talk about it because I want to help Keegan take it to the next level now. And, by the keywords and all that other stuff. But the other kid needs to understand that that's the way we all started. We all went to a chat room and just participated. And XNADXer, that's what he was back then. I noticed him back then. I said, oh, XNADXer. Okay, I remember. I went to his channel. I said, oh, cool, XNADXer. Then he changed it to Keegan DXer. And I noticed it. But I noticed him because he was always in the chat. Just like Married DXer, I noticed his channel. He noticed my channel because I was always in the chat. And then we wound up, we all subbed each other. And that's the right way to do it. The wrong way is to go to chat rooms and ask people to go look at your channel. Or can you sub for sub? That is the wrong way. That's the wrong way. You're going to get alienated. They're not going to take you seriously. Just like Paul VT Radio, I noticed him through another chat. Same thing. I know David Radio Room doesn't have an active channel, but if he did, I'll be the first one to sign up on his channel because I already know him from a lot of other chats. And that's the way you go about it when you want to grow a channel. You participate in other chats, you'll get noticed, especially if you get wrench. If you get an admin or mod, they're going to notice you a little more because you have the wrench. So I say, okay, this guy got a wrench. I wonder if he has a channel. So they can click on your name or click on the sign. They're going to say, he has a channel. So let me subscribe to his channel too. That's what I do. Well, most people here, And that's what you do. And I want to teach that kid that. I don't want to, I warn them, but I don't want to kick. I don't want to give him the boot again. I don't want to do that to him. But he's trying. He's trying to build a channel. I get it. And I want, whatever wisdom I have, I want to pass it on to a kid like that. I want to say, listen, do it the right way. You're gonna grow your channel. You're not gonna be Mr. Beast. I'm not Mr. Beast. Jules is not Mr. Beast. You're never gonna be we're probably never gonna get to a point where we're gonna. Well, I don't know about me, but I'm sure Jules will probably get 100,000 one day. I'm probably never gonna hit 100,000 subscribers. I'm lucky if I may hit it to 5. I'm hoping, in a couple of years I get to 5 or whatever. We'll see. But, I'm okay with that. But don't, there's a right way of doing it, and there's a wrong way of doing it. And people are gonna see that. I think over the long time, people are gonna see your body of work. And they're gonna say, okay, you're the one that did the video on the MLA 30 mod, right? Oh yeah, I enjoyed that video. I learned. You're gonna have good videos, and you're also gonna have videos that people are gonna not care about, and that's fine. Not every video is gonna be, some videos people. There's videos I made that I thought they were gonna do well. They didn't do so well. They did okay. They didn't do well. And there's videos that I thought they weren't gonna do that great. They were gonna be okay, and they wound up doing a lot better. So you have to, and that's what I want the kid to understand, that there's the right way of doing it. And, I see that he really wants to grow his channel, and he has 100 subscribers already. He has 100. That's pretty good to start. You already got 100 for whatever. That's the first milestone. You got 100. Okay. Now try to get the next milestone, maybe 300 or 400, 500. And then, then you get to 1,000. And I think once you get to 1,000, you have a good idea for the rest of the way. I think the first 1,000 is the ones that are the hardest. And, I don't want to give the kid the boo because he's asking. I'll go check out his channel, but I prefer he watches like stuff like this and learns and tries to implement that. There's no shortcut. Everybody wants a shortcut. 99% of people on YouTube have to grind it. We have to grind it. We have to, I've been doing it for 6 years now. Going out to 7 years. I'm 2463 last time I checked this morning. You got to grind it. That's it. If you're lucky, you get a big shout out for somebody. I got my big shout out 6 years ago. That was my big shout out, but that's it. And I got to, the 100 and then 200 fast. But that was my shout out. That was it. And I got a couple of, but not, not like I got a shout out and I got 10,000 subscribers in a month. No. You got to grind it. You got to keep, and it's okay to take breaks. And I'm going to take my break. That's why I'm doing this today. I'm on for 3 hours and 54 minutes. I'm going to hit 4 hours with my raspy voice right now. And my voice is going. But it's okay. You know what? I'm going to be, when I'm done tonight, I'm going to be like, you know what? I gave it my, and I'm going to let them know we're going to, next time you see me, it's going to be in a better setup, better look of the place. And I'm doing it because I'm in it for the long term. And I want the kid to understand that. Don't come here asking for stuff. Just take yourself, if you enjoy what you do, first of all, enjoy what you're doing. Number one. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, then you're not gonna. And I enjoy I'm enjoying what I do. But also do it the right way. Don't pay for subs. Don't do that either. Don't do stuff like that because you're gonna get banned. Don't pay for subscriptions. Don't go to no sub for sub channels and all that stuff. Oh, sub for you. No, don't do that. Enjoy the journey. You know, I notice every subscriber that even every 2,463 as of right now, every time a new person signs up, I go to the see who's the newest subscriber. I go check out his channel. Oh, I got a new subscriber. I go see his channel. I take my time to do all that because I appreciate them. I appreciate they take their time to watch me. I appreciate that. I wish more people would do that. And I know it's hard when you get to certain numbers, hard, but try. And enjoy the journey because you know why? At the end of the day, you gotta have fun. I enjoy. With a raspy voice right now, I didn't think I was gonna be on 4 hours today. My plan was to be on 2 hours. I'm on 4 hours right now. So I enjoy it. I enjoy talking to you guys. That's why I'm on. 5 subscribers. But you know what? I enjoy each and one of you taking your time to watch me. And that's what I want to leave it with. I want to leave that on that note. I want to leave with that message. I enjoyed doing this, and I will be back soon in a new setup. And I hope to see you. I hope to see every single one of you. All right. So I'm going to sign off now. So thank you for watching. And for those that have watched the video later on, if you like my videos and you like my content, you want to see more of this, please subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching. And everybody take care. Have a good night. And I'll see you soon. Yeah. My mouse at over here. Okay, here we go. So thank you, everybody. I'll see you soon. And I'll see you in the new setup, hopefully sooner. Bye-bye.